Hello, hello. Pressing buttons. That's not the right button. That's the right button. Okay, there we go. We are going to be running the PC gaming show today. It aired a couple days ago. I ignored it because I was busy with other things, and I don't like watching these shows live because I can't skip them live. And I really like skipping them live. I like being able to, skip by parts I don't care about, and it's just far easier that way. Let me double check to make sure everything's good. RDW, hello, hello. Oh, good, good, good. Just making sure. Yes, we have 15 viewers. This is great. More than I expected. I expected like 4. So anyway, point is that I'm gonna get started in about a minute, maybe 2. I got fresh coffee, and otherwise we should be fine. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Let's see. Anyway, distractions aplenty. Let me hit some more buttons, and that should do it. This was a recent show. Yeah, yeah. The 2025 what do you call it? Let me pull it up really quick. We'll look at the YouTube video itself. So this aired. This was like this was the 5 months ago thing. I wanna poke at something with it. Hold on. Oh no, I'm gonna poke at the other one. I'm doing specific things. This let me pull up the next thing. What was it? Recent game show. I need to pull up the actual one. Hold on. I'm going to talk about a few things, but I need to pull up the PC game show. I need to pull up one more video as well. This is driving me crazy because I had the other video and then I accidentally closed the thing. Okay, so let's see here. You missed it too? Yeah, no, I missed the earlier. There was supposed to be like a video that I had up behind this, and I accidentally closed all the other windows. So I'm like, well, going through my history, I guess. History, okay. So what I wanted to do really quick is skim over some things, and then we're going to be playing Metroid Prime 2, basically. Um, so I'm just gonna mute this, and this was the PC game show from earlier this year, right? But there's other things I want to do with this, and first things first, we're gonna do this. There was something a couple days ago that somebody pulled up, and I want to talk about it really quick. Um, Ignore that this part here. Hold on, hold on. I wonder how long PC gaming will be a thing with prices skyrocketing again. Well, the interesting part is that gaming consoles are basically just PCs. They're just locked down PCs. Let me adjust this quick. So we're gonna call this PC game show recap um recap discussion and Metroid Prime 2, which is what the real stream is. Okay, change that up. There we go. Good, good. You said the AI bubble will burst eventually. I'm certain it will. Give me a second though. People driving me crazy with this stuff. All right. You have migraine working. I understand. I really do. So let's see. Okay, the thing is that PC gaming is not going to become completely inaccessible. But what's actually like console manufacturers don't have a magic wand they can wave in order to make their consoles cheaper than building a computer yourself. Um, they usually sell their consoles at cost, knowing you will buy a console through their framework, right? And so it's kind of strange, like people get the idea that they will buy their consoles used, or they will do some other things like that, and they will very often sorry, I got distracted. I still can't find that other thing. Okay, there we go. As I was saying before I got distracted, um, yeah, like console prices are going to go up in proportion to like RAM and stuff like that as well. There's no like PC gaming isn't going to disappear. All gaming is going to become more expensive until cheaper solutions are found. It's that simple. Consoles screw you over when it comes to game prices and paying for online access. Correct, correct. What I'm trying to like, what I'm actually trying to say is that people have this idea that a console is going to be cheaper than building a PC because RAM prices are going up, but in reality, it's going to make consoles more expensive. It's just the consoles that are already produced, people will be able to get for cheaper, right? And people will be able to buy used consoles. This is something groups are not happy about. This is something that, sorry, major companies are not happy about. Is this idea that you could just buy a console, buy games for that console. They really want to tie all the games to your online account so that you can't share games with friends. That's what they really they want to get everyone to buy the game through like an or register the games through like an online service and make like the physical copies be in like a single key. You can't wait for them to push streamed games where everything gets offloaded to a data center. I mean, they're already trying that in some cases. Hmm. I mean, think about it. What if Stadia actually took off? The main resistance to Stadia wasn't that it was terrible. It was that the majority of people don't have good internet connections. That's the real problem. It was an accessibility issue. You know, most Americans don't have reliable internet, and that's what's really holding us back more than anything else. And so it's an interesting thing. Let me go ahead and mess with this really quick. You were talking about the Steam machine. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the Steam machine and Steam Deck. That's a good thing to talk about. Yeah, hold on. Steam machine, Steam Deck. Okay. So the Steam Deck would be, this is what we have already, right? You know, they're talking about the top games on the Steam Deck. It's like, yeah, Vampire Survivors, Risk of Rain, Fallout 4, Megabonk, Hades 2, Hollow Knight, Deep Rock Galactic, The Witcher 3, Elden Ring, Baldur's Gate 3, Silk Song, Balatro, um, Binding of Isaac, Cyberpunk, Skyrim, Hades, Ball Pit, Stardew Valley, Ark Raiders, Hogwarts. Fair enough. So, yeah, there's a lot going on here when it comes to, you said you remember this particular case being the Xbox One? Let me see. Wearing a business suit, drinking from a goblet. Uh, yeah, I really, why aren't you wearing an aristocratic, fluffy blouse with an open chest? I mean, I have one of those. It's like 20 years old. I don't want to mess with it. So, they say you're expecting the Steam machine to be like $700. You'll probably buy it though. So you have a redundant computer you can replace your Windows machine with. True, true. The end game looks like you won't be able to have your own hardware. Pushing all forced dependence on big corpos and their subscriptions. That might be true, but I see enough, like, remember that not all companies are actually conspiring. And the company that went out of the RAM business, like they stopped offering user RAM. it's not that they're trying to price everyone out of the market. It's that they looked at data center RAM and realized that they don't have the capability to produce that much RAM, right? And so data centers are in demand, so that's where they're going. That said, the other companies, ones that aren't willing to go exclusively data center, commercial grade RAM, they are they're going to pick up the slack. And yes, prices will go up because they are, at the end of the day, the less supply, more demand, right? But the thing is that the people who are staying in the game, the consumer grade RAM, they're not seeking to force like individuals out of the market. They're just raising their prices to adapt to the supply versus demand going on here. Like it's not a giant conspiracy to force everyone out of independent hardware. Rather, it's a single company realizing that data centers are asking for more and more RAM all the time, continuously. And because of that fact, they looked at it and said, we're going to make we're going to pivot our business. And because they pivoted their business, now there's less RAM for everybody. It's that simple. The Steam Deck, Fallout 4 is one of the Steam Deck's most played games. Well, yeah. But I mean, it's crazy because you look at like Hollow Knight, Deep Rock Galactic, Elden Ring, Baldur's Gate 3 is one of the biggest as well. It's insane how many people are playing Baldur's Gate 3 still. Yeah. Anyway. Prostitute hat. Really, that's what you're calling my hat. Nice. Anyway. I mentioned earlier, someone asked it. Hold on. Does Baldur's Gate 3 have a lot of mods? Yes. Yes, it does. Now, the thumbnail I was using for the PC game show, this isn't just the PC gaming show. We got a couple things in the background I want to peek at, but if we go over here and I scroll down, look at this. Do you see the R2 unit? That's what surprised me personally. It's like, wait, what? But no. Let's look at that Steam machine. We had the Steam Deck and the Steam... Okay, so the Steam Deck still has its standard OLED. I'm wondering if the price of this is going to go up or not. It's super interesting to me. But you were talking about the Steam machine as well. And the Steam machine doesn't have a price for it currently. But the idea is that it's going to be treated like a console, Steam trains, toot toot. I am a huge fan of trains. Really am. Let's see here. There's a tool sets. Let's see. Baldur's Gate's tool set got limited. The funny part, people hacked the tools, what do you call it, the tool set, and found out that the full SDK is in there. Meaning that people can edit levels. It's just that it wasn't supported out of the box. People found the level editor. And that's due to licensing shenanigans. Yeah. They didn't want to pay what do you call it, Larian any more money. Oh, hey, Isabel. They didn't want to pay Larian any more money. Sorry, Larian didn't want to pay Hasbro any more money. That's what it was. Yeah. It's Hasbro licensing. That's why Baldur's Gate 4 is in production by another studio, and everyone's collectively rolling their eyes going, like, there's no way a quote-unquote another studio could, from scratch, because they have to make it from scratch. They don't have access to Larian's assets, right? Yeah, it's yeah, they kind of hated Hasbro. Correct, correct. And so this is kind of bonkers. Anyway, um, the idea of being able to micro SD on the Steam machine, like, that's kind of insane, actually. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It'll be another Veilguard. I I think Veilguard is probably going to be better. I'm just guessing. I have no basis for what I'm saying right now, but my gut tells me that Veilguard is going to be a better video game than whatever they squirt out as Baldur's Gate 4. Yeah. That's what my gut is telling me. Yeah. Like, Veilguard will be the superior video game out of the two. Let's see. Again, I'm A-okay with adjusting my expectations moving forward. Like, I don't mind that. Yeah. Let's see. Your experience with the Steam Deck, the micro SD is unnoticeable. What do you mean, like the loading times and stuff? So if you put a micro SD on like Skyrim or something, it would definitely be. But like if you're playing something like Vampire Survivors or Balatro, you wouldn't notice at all. You know, comes down to loading times, I think. Let's see. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. The performance is generally going to be good on most games, with the exception of something like um the exception of, oh geez, what is it called? Like stuff like Starfield, where they have to stream content in real time because they can't have everything loaded at once. Yeah. Anything that needs like content streamed constantly, um that's going to be a problem. Flight Simulator is a good example. Yes. Flight Simulator has to stream the terrain ahead of where you are. Yeah. Is that any UE5 game? Yeah, I'm not surprised that they dropped off of UE5. What is that, the one game? Wayward Realms. You it doesn't surprise me at all that after Julian Jensen passed, they, because Julian Jensen was the primary person pushing for like, this has to have great graphics or what's the point, right? That was Julian's directive. And so without him there, everyone kind of looked at what was available and basically said, we're an indie team, so we, low to mid grade graphics is what we're capable of, in our current budget. And from there, they just kind of looked at the whole situation and figured that they could deliver the game to a much wider audience. Not producing it for UE, Unreal Engine, really. But let's see. Yeah, yeah. Putting realistic graphics is insanely difficult and expensive. That's what I'm saying. I actually said this earlier. There was a person online who was angry about a particular game going, the art style they wanted to go with. They called it HD 2D. They were angry. Um, yeah, they were angry that like remake like 2D remakes were going to be HD 2D. And so I kind of looked at that and I decided that high grade 2D is better than low grade 3D, like every time. So I will always automatically side with a remake being HD 2D over 3D unless a specific case proves otherwise, where, obviously there's such a thing as the exception proves the rule. Every once in a while you will get a good 2D remake, but yeah. Imagine being mad at good art direction. Well, that's just it, though. A lot of remakes that are 2D add a whole ton of what do you call it? They had like a bunch of bloom and lens flare and stuff. There are reasons to legitimately dislike the direction that things are going. Like some of the Square Enix remakes, for example, will throw on a whole ton of bloom and saturation, over the 2D models, and it's like, why'd you do that? Why would you do that? You've been quite pleased with the Dragon Quest remakes and Octopath Traveler style? Yeah. All you wanted is a polished up Secret of Mana? Yeah, yeah. It still is interesting, though. Let's see. All right. So, I'm looking at the different PC game show, like, titles, and I'm trying to see, um, looking at, let me see, which one was that? It's funny how this is called Ambrosia something. Yeah, Ambrosia Sky. I was gonna say Ambrosia is on Steam as like like an RPG Maker game. That was pretty funny. Let's see here. You said Octopath Traveler is a mistake. Why? I mean, it. Yeah. Is it's a domino effect? Huh. Ambrosia Sky Act 1 is on Steam. So this had like there is a playable demo for this. Looks like it launched with Next Fest. This particular game they were talking about. I'm trying to figure out of the out of the PC Games show that happened earlier this year, along with the announcements list for the recent Steam sale, there have been these what do you call them? They've been in like a series of demos that were tied to Next Fest. And so I'm trying to figure out which ones have playable demos and which ones don't. What can you expect from this event? This event is just about different PC games. It's nothing spectacular. It's just I'm trying to correlate, like, if we look over here, we can see that Ambrosia Sky Act 1 is on Steam right now, right? So this was literally download the demo today on Steam. And so I'm trying to find out what has playable demos, and I'm adding them to my library so that I can check them out later. And I just figured I've been kind of slacking on this, and I figured that I'd do that today. I just kind of go over this really quick. There was a recent list like a few days ago of games that showcased in the PC game show earlier this year, and they basically all got demos as a part of Next Fest. And I want to review this, see whatever we have that whatever I have not looked at a demo of yet, And I'd just like to take a moment and grab the demos that are appropriate, and we can try them on another stream. I'd like to go and play Metroid Prime 2 later today, but this is going to be first. Just looking at these different demos, and I'm also talking about a variety of things. So I'm all over the place. This is incredibly unfocused today. But yeah, what we were doing before we got distracted by Ambrosia Sky is we were looking at the Steam Deck. Now, someone asked me, he said, I already have games on my wish list. I'm not adding anything to my wish list right now. I'm adding things to my Steam library. Like, here, hold on. You can say, race. Hold on. Yeah, the Ambrosia Sky Act 1 demo, for example, is right here. See? So, demos are great. I love demos. I want to continue to foster the gaming industry's love, the old gaming industry's love of demos. I want more people to be aware and try to play demos, because at the end of the day, that's how we're going to find out if there are games we want to play. And if a publisher realizes, what do you call it? We made this game and it kind of sucks. People don't like it, but we're going to market the hell out of it and trick people into buying it anyway, right? That's the kind of behavior we need to disincentivize, to push back on. We need a lot more people buying less games on release that they haven't played demos of. Demos need to be, you said it gets bad after the first 2 hours. That is actually very uncommon. Usually the warning signs are there from the first moment, and you get marketing people and other players going, you have to play the game for 10 hours, otherwise you won't be able to, figure out how it is. I think that's a big reason why Final Fantasy XIV is a, what do you call it? Why Final Fantasy XIV lets you play the first 2 expansion packs is part of the free demo, because they know that the opening, 30 hours of the game is rough, and there's not much they can do to change that without fundamentally altering the experience and compromising the art of what they're trying to tell, You played a lot of grand strategy games. Most of them only get good after 10 hours because of the learning curve. Yeah. You said level 70 free trial is insane. Yes, indeed. You judge it on the Steam refund duration. Yes. What I'm saying is that there should be more free demos for games, and I'm pushing to remind people that, like Ambrosia Sky there, I just picked up the demo because it looked somewhat interesting, and that's what I'm going to be doing today. Is I'm going to be going through and grabbing demos as they are appropriate. I won't be playing them today, but I am checking things out. Okay, so Steam Machine. The Steam Machine looks like it has good Wi-Fi. No giant power brick. Its power supply is built in. That's amazing. A lot of laptops don't have, a power converter attached to them. You usually have to have an external thing that said GameCube. Yeah, I mean, seeing the little front panels that people put on, that's incredible. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Yes, it's a PC. Put Gabe's face on it. Gabe Ben. Yeah. And the faceplate customization is great. I mean, if we just look at for just a second, we can see, yeah, it's a grating there. So even if the faceplate wasn't on, it wouldn't ruin the machine or anything. Hmm. Yeah. So point is that you can treat it like a full PC, and that's nice. Like the what was the CPU again? Let me see. CPU and GPU. It didn't say the exact one. I assume it's further down, but yeah, great for streaming. What they meant was in-home streaming, where you stream the games to your Steam Deck or whatever. That's really nice. Made for the Steam controller. I think I'd like the Steam controller, but yeah, that's pretty good. The Steam frame also looks a lot better than I gave it credit for, having looked into that. The idea that you can play non-VR games on your Steam frame is kind of huge. Let's see here. Oh. So it looks like it's got two USB 3.0 ports that you could use. Oh, okay. And then it's got, yeah, standard USBs. Okay. Yeah, this is big enough to where you can add a couple USB hubs to it. Wait, what? Mouse? She has a standard mouse. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, she has a standard mouse and she's WASDing in Stardew Valley. Yeah. That's what's going on. She's WASDing all over Stardew Valley. WASD. Yep. All right, let's see. So, oh, yeah, this is a good CPU. Yeah. The CPU GPU is going to handle basically anything there, I think. Hmm. Okay then. You said is WASD the normal way to play Stardew Valley? I was able to. These aren't bad specs. No, they aren't. They aren't at all. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. 16 gigabytes of RAM plus 8 gigabytes of VRAM. I'm looking at this, like, it's interesting that RAM prices have shot up, but at the same time, RAM prices alone aren't going to make or break this. The Steam Deck was great, but if you're trying to play a modern AAA game these days, you have to say goodbye to performance. Yeah, yeah, I get that. A family member wants to get into PC gaming. You think one of these would do nicely for them? I think so too. I agree. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Let's see. But yeah, a couple days ago, we got a list of games that turns out most of the PC game show, most of the games premiered there have some form of demo on Steam now, thanks to NextFest. And so I wanted to review this, and I wanted to look at some of the details, talk about PC gaming and demos and stuff, you know. Yeah. Easy solution to AAA performance issues is don't play AAA games. I like an occasional AAA game, to be honest. The problem is most of the AAA games I give a shit about are from the past. So, you know. Let's see. You can't wait to see Lorim's Skyrim Discord if they can run Lorim on their Steam Deck. Sorry, Steam Steam PC is a Steam Box. It's called a Steam Box. Now, my thought is that they could probably make some custom edits to Lorim or to make it work. However, you'd still need to attach a large storage medium to it. You know, like you're gonna need a 2 terabyte at least. Yeah, no. Yeah, let's see. What about the quadruple A games? Did you know that Skull and Bones is an actual quadruple A game? People laughed at that and said, "Oh, that's stupid." But you have to understand that AAA does not mean quality. It means how much money you have put into the thing. And Skull and Bones was, in my mind, I have no proof for it, but in my mind, it's a money laundering operation. But what actually was happening, what we can prove about Skull and Bones, is that they received a vast amount of money to produce the game, and they were going to have to pay that money back if they didn't release the game, which is why they released the game. See you later, Isabel. But yeah. That's why it came out when it did. They when the guy said that it was a quadruple A game, they didn't mean that it had like they didn't mean that it had a level above like triple A games in terms of quality. They mean that it cost a lot of money because they fumbled it for many years. Yes. Exactly. They got government money to make Skull and Bones, and they didn't use it very well. Okay, so a point is when the stupid marketing guy called it quadruple A, he wasn't technically lying. It's just that yeah, they fumbled government money and made crap and then had to release it, or they were going to have to pay back the money that was invested. So that's it was quadruple A in terms of cost. Yeah. More money does not necessarily ensure a good like a better product. You can't simply pump money into a project and expect it to be better than other projects because it had more money pumped in. The only exception is you can brute force a certain amount of sales using marketing. That's the exception. It doesn't make a better product, but it does like guarantee a certain number of sales, right? Anyway, let's see. Yeah, you can brute force things with marketing. Let's see. Someone said too big to fail. Well, um, two things can be large enough that people, like institutions, will fall all over themselves to prop it up and force it to not fail, right? That's what you know, the idea of something that's too big to fail uh isn't entirely inaccurate, because in our society we have institutions, we have a machine that will at the very least try to create a windfall, you know. It's we're seeing this with the AI market as a lot of AI enterprises fail, right? Um, you know, like there are a lot of mechanisms in place where they like these different companies are still like there's still money going through them even though they're essentially failed projects, right? And that's because there's kind of a system of reciprocating investments going on. Yeah. That's also how banking works. That's what we were saying. The too big to fail meme comes from banking. We were just applying it to other things for funsies. Anyway, yeah, we were looking at the Steam machine, not the old Steam machine, but like the new one. And yeah, it's pretty impressive. So the 2 terabyte NVMe isn't big enough to run like some of the big Skyrim mod packs. Maybe it is. Let me look. Okay. Um, how big is the Lorem Skyrim mod pack? Let's have a peek. Only 600 megabytes. Okay. Sorry, gigabytes. Only about 600 gigabytes. So yeah. You would not get Lorem to work on the 512 gigabyte Steam machine, unfortunately. Yeah, you would not get Lorem to work on this one. You need the 2 terabyte, or you need an external drive, which I wouldn't recommend because modded Skyrim needs a really good. You can remove most of the installation files. Yeah. May need a VRAM patch. Yeah. I mean, this has what? 8 gigabytes of VRAM? Something like that? Let's look. GPU. Yeah, 8 gigabytes of VRAM. That's not bad. Yeah, 16 gigabytes of RAM plus 8 gigabytes of VRAM. That's not bad. Let's see here. You think 2 terabyte on its own is good enough for any Skyrim mod list? Yeah, if you play nothing else. Hey, but at least Vermintide 2 and wait, hold on. Vermintide 2 and what's the other one? Helldivers 2. Vermintide 2 and Helldivers 2 both got compression recently. They won't take up nearly as much of your hard drive space as it used to. Yeah. It's not powerful enough to need more than 8 gigabytes of VRAM. Fair enough. Yeah. Hey, KD Plasma. So the cool thing about KDE Plasma is you can set it to make your windows jiggle like this. See? I'm using KDE Plasma right now. That's the funny part. I'm not using SteamOS. I'm using Ubuntu long-term support because I'm fucking lazy. But yeah, and KDE Plasma. That's good. All right. Anyway, so that's a Steam machine. That's just kind of impressive. Anyway, let's pop back into this for a sec. What is this? One factor that prevents people from getting into PC gaming is the intimidation that comes from building it yourself. Yes. It's true. It's true. Not using Arch? Yes. Not using Arch, unfortunately. What a shame. What a shame. Give me a sec. Okay. I do have fresh socks, though. Yeah. Anyway, hold on a second. Shut up, world premiere. No, I don't. What was this called? This was the playtest for what? What was it called? Far Far West. Didn't Far Far West come in the Humble Bundle? Hold on a second. Humble Bundle November. No, it was Loot Bane was what came in the Humble Bundle November. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Let's see. I don't meet the minimum weight requirements to use Arch. I've seen a lot of people who use Arch, and not just fat people. But yeah. Okay. Let me see. What's the better choice? The Steam Machine or the Steam Deck? Steam Machine looks like a solidly better choice. Just what you're paying for with a Steam Deck is a what do you call it? You're paying for a portable system, something you can take literally play in your hand. Whereas the Steam Machine is going to be more powerful, but you hook it up to your TV like a console, right? And it's a full PC. You can, hook what do you call it up to it? You like a keyboard, mouse, webcam. You can have like a full ass PC, kind of like the one I'm using right now. It's just Linux based, so there are certain Windows applications you can't run, but basically almost all Steam games will run just fine. League of Legends, Valorant, anything with like oppressive anti-cheat, probably won't work. Anything that needs like kernel level control. Um, Easy Anti-Cheat has a Linux variant, so like stuff like Vermintide 2 will run just fine. No problem. But yeah, I'm trying to think what else we would what other restrictions? Yeah. You're not gaming on the go kind of guy, so the Steam Machine's definitely free. That's what I figured, for most people. The Steam Machine would probably be better for almost everybody, with the exception of someone who really, really wants to, like, have the Nintendo Switch in, like, non-docked mode. They want to just be able to be, like, gaming in bed or whatever. That's what the Steam Deck is for. But the Steam Deck is considerably less powerful than the Steam Machine. And that's just because, number one, the Steam Machine is newer, and number two, the Steam Machine is again built to be stationary. So that's why. Is it easy to run Epic and Amazon games on Linux? What you'd want to get is the Heroic Games Launcher for Epic. Heroic Games Launcher replaces the Epic Store, and you will launch games through that instead. Trying to think. All right. So as I was saying, the I don't know about Amazon games, to be honest. Like I really don't know. But nothing is as easy as Steam, because with Steam you run Proton out of the box. It's super simple by comparison. Let me see here. I'm gonna pull this open. Close my friends list. Thank you. Okay. So, let's see. It has support for Amazon? Okay, fair enough. The Heroic Games Launcher or something else? Yeah. Heroic does Amazon games? Great. That's great to hear. See, I haven't touched a one of those games in quite some time. What do you call it game? I haven't touched an Epic Game Store game in quite some time, so I haven't launched the Heroic Games Launcher. Give me a sec here. But yeah, it's kind of a weird situation for me looking at what do you call it? A GOG. I mean, GOG, you just run straight through Wine generally, because like GOG is GOG can also do Heroic. Yeah. I downloaded Shadow of War for GOG, and I just installed it manually and then right-clicked and used Wine Windows Program Loader, and it just ran. There were no problems. So, like GOG can just give you a you run most things through Proton GE. Fair enough. I loaded up Fallout 76 today, and I got it all set up to where it no longer like breaks the bounds, and I realized I didn't want to pay for Fallout first because I was only going to stream it today, and so I abandoned the idea of streaming it at all. I'm just like, nope. And so we're going to do more Metroid Prime after we're done going over a few more games and talking about things. Let me look at Far Far West, though, on Steam. I'm going to check something out. Hold on. Far Far West. I'm checking another thing. Using Windows 10. You haven't been hacked yet. When an operating system hits end of life, you're going to have a lot of problems with, like, down the line. We're talking like 5-10 years down the line. But here's the deal, and this is something that people don't realize. As long as you are protected by a hardware firewall, like a router, you don't have your modem plugged directly into your PC, You're actually good for 90% of the attacks that come at your PC. The rest is you running bad software. As long as you understand best practices with software, you're going to be safe running like Windows 7 or whatever. The reason people upgrade isn't because of mandatory safety. It's actually because older operating systems don't run the programs they want. I think that what really, really pushed people to get from Windows, XP to 7, from 7 to 8, wasn't actually any sort of end-of-life declarations. It was straight up DirectX. The DirectX graphics API was evolving. And now that people are moving to Vulkan, that's happening less. When will you get the next Windows? Yeah, that's a very good question. Unfortunately, Windows 11 is like bloated. Like it's much worse, and it runs AI all the time. So, said a lot of Windows 10 PCs can't run Windows 11. That's a lie. So what's funny is when Microsoft's Windows 11 installer lies to you actively. It tells you that it cannot install, like your computer is not eligible for Windows 11, when in fact it can run Windows 11 just fine. Microsoft wants to encrypt and control your files with something called BitLocker. If you don't have a TPM, a trusted platform module on your motherboard, they will Microsoft will claim that your computer doesn't meet those requirements because they can't control your files the way they want to. So, you can take the Windows 11 installer, you can load it to onto Rufus, with Rufus onto a what do you call it, little USB stick, and you can force the install, and it'll work just fine. It'll claim like we call it BitLocker can't work, and there are a couple other like spyware pieces of Windows 11 that can't work. But it's really, really funny because like most computers that say they can't run Windows 11 can. You just need to modify the installer because Microsoft wants to spy on you, and they want to be able to control your files. They want to be able to encrypt everything. Yeah. He said it's really, in quotes, funny. Yeah. Well, it's pushing a lot of people to run. You don't need a Windows account and with Rufus, correct? Although you have to use an older version of the installer and then update, because Microsoft removed that function from their installers, the ability to turn off the what do you call it? Yeah, the ability to turn off the Windows account. They disabled that from one of their newer installers. Yeah. You said, unfortunately, the next Windows is going to be even more riddled with bullshit. So who cares? Well, I care right now because I want to be able to install my computer the way I want. And, there's an old saying, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. In this case, we may set the bridge on fire and go down a country path to Linux. But I'm just saying we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, or set it on fire, depending on what kind of bridge Microsoft has made for us. In any case, I'm using Windows 10 and I'm using Linux at the moment. I'm using Ubuntu long-term support with the KDE suite of applications on top of it. So this is fine. Yes. We need Johnny Silverhand more. I did like his rambling, because that's all he is. Like, he's a dead man, but he has his ideals and his intelligence, his rambling. That's all he has. Will you buy Windows 11? No, I don't need to buy Windows 11. I'm running Windows 10 on off to the side. I'm not on Windows 10 right now. I'm on Ubuntu right now. I don't need Windows 11. You know what? Really, DirectX is what forced people, like people who wanted to play certain games, onto the next version of Windows. Yeah, you dual boot. I've got a separate Windows SSD, so Windows cannot manipulate my bootloader on Linux. If you dual boot, do not use the same drive. Do not split your drive into partitions and run a Windows partition and a Linux partition, because Windows is going to, they are going to sabotage your bootloader in one of their biannual updates. They've done it before to people, they'll do it again. I've never had it happen to me, but that's because I watched it happen to friends and went, oh no, not happening to me. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Let me see. I'm still drinking coffee. You hope Linux becomes a more viable option in the future? I mean, it is pretty viable right now for anything other than let's see. I'm trying to think. League of Legends and Valorant are like any kind of major like anti-cheat. Those are what you're not going to be able to run on Linux. Games that cared, like what is that other one? Vermintide 2 have updated to new versions of their anti-cheat that support Linux. But yeah, stuff like Black Desert Online and stuff like that are what do you call it? Are not going to be able to play on Linux. Yeah. You said gaming on Linux only took off 4 years ago. I know, I was there. I I looked at like Proton kind of, what was it, 6? I think. I think it was 6. I looked at that and went, this is acceptable. I can run this. Yeah. Yep. Using Games Pass. Oh, I see. Yes. You can't play Black Desert. I don't think you can play Black Desert. Let's have a look. Let's have a peek. Proton DB. So Proton DB is a good place to check out things. If we go over here and we type in Black D, I'm sure that oh no. Oh no. Black Dream, Black Desert. Oh wow, okay, never mind then. Wait. What's this one then? Hold on. Black Desert is borked. What's the difference? What's the difference between the two? Hold on. Here we go. Borked. Uh, let's see. Says San Andreas. South American. It has been retired and is no longer available. Fair enough. Goodbye. So they did update it. It looks like, yeah. HEOS. They added no sync. That was 1 month ago. Yeah. I looked at it. Yeah, looks like it can run. Yeah, Black Desert, despite having a big will I play a new conversion mod for Baldur's Gate 2? Not this year. Or not this run, I should say. My current Baldur's Gate 2 run will remain unchanged for the foreseeable future. So it'll have to be something I cycle back around to next year or the year afterward. I would be interested in hearing more about it, though. If you want to, like, send it to me on the link spam channel in my Discord server, something like that. I would be very interested in hearing about it. Now, let's see. Anti-cheat wants to access your kernel. And if you know Linux culture, it's a huge no-no. Yeah. You're playing Metroid Prime Trilogy? Yeah, I'm going to be playing Metroid Prime later. Just after I finish skimming a few more things. You don't use Ubuntu Canonical, pisses you off. I'm probably going to switch from Ubuntu to something a little more performant in the future, but the the things I've been using until recently have like only been available on Debian distributions. And this has changed. Seriously, this has changed. But I'll consider everything. Yeah. That's for sure. I'm definitely going to need to figure out how to get Wayland working with how to get Wayland working with my what do you call it, NVIDIA card. So that's going to be a thing. But yeah. So Black Desert, turns out it works. Proton DB is a really good what do you call it? Yeah. Proton DB is just a great resource. Occasionally you'll find that it is populated by nerds like this, you know. Don't trust everything you read on Proton DB, because occasionally you get someone like this, you know. But other than that, yeah, everything's pretty good. Now let's see. Wayland on video works. Catchy OS, Plasma. Yeah. What FPS do you see with that? Like 90? Jeez. I'm fine with 60 FPS, but there are games, like, I've got a 144 hertz monitor, so obviously we'll V-sync it if we can. But, no, I'm not picky as long as I'm 60 FPS or above. There are older games where I'm okay with, like, 30 FPS, but for the most part, if it's going to be anything with fast action, it needs to be at least 60. I'm not picky like other people are. Let's see here. Okay. What else we got? Anyway, still chugging along with your 1660. If anything happens to my 4070, I can go back to my 2060 Super. And before that, I have a 980 Ti, and they're all functional. So I have fallbacks for my graphics card before I have to buy anything new. Like my 2060 Ti, 2060 Super will do if something goes wrong. Okay, let's see. Anyway, so yeah, far west was what I wanted to peek at. Far west Steam. Peeking at it. Okay, so this is one of the games that has an early access test that you can request access to. I don't care about that. Okay, let's see. This one was Dungeons and Dragons, a classic re-rolled. Yes, this is Neverwinter Nights 2 Enhanced Edition, I think. Yeah, that was Neverwinter Nights 2 Enhanced Edition. NWN 2 does not have a You said true nerds always have hardware backups from previous upgrades just in case. Yes, yes, indeed. I only play at 1080p as well. Yeah, another cash grab. That was yeah. This did not run very well. Who made it anyway? The Asper Media. Oh, oh, it's Asper Media. Okay. Jedi Power Battles, Soul Reaver, the Bounty Hunter remaster wasn't that bad. It's in my library. Like this one wasn't bad. Yeah. Let's see. The Tomb Raider remasters, Soul Reaver remaster. When did I get the Soul Reaver remaster? Apparently I own it. Go figure. Battlefront Classic Collection. Pretty sure I have like the original, not even the remaster. Like this quote unquote classic collection isn't the remaster. That's the funny part. Let's see. How poorly games are optimized. Yeah, it's insane. BioShock Infinite. You know, I've never played it. It's in my library, but I've never played it. BioShock Infinite. I'm more tempted to play what do you call them? Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic again, and Borderlands series. Yeah, those look great. Okay, so Asper Media. Oof, oof. 4K textures on low poly models. Okay. Anyway. I'm still going over stuff again. Hold on. It's nice that, yeah, full Steam Deck support, of course. Of course it has Steam Deck support. Let's see. I'm still going over the old stuff. We're skipping past this. That's why I love to be able to skip things. Okay. This was the musical oh, this is a rhythm game. Huh. Hold on a second. Let me look this up. Looking it up. Okay. Interesting though. Like, yeah, you said this might be cool for VR. Fresh Tracks, it's called. Let's look that up. Hold on. Fresh Tracks. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna add the demo to my library. We'll give that a try. Not right now, but yeah. Neat. Yeah, we'll try this. If it's not a rhythm game, you don't. Sorry, if it's not a VR game, you don't see the point. In a rhythm game where you hack and slash things, I don't know. There are some people who might like a rhythm game like that. Definitely looks interesting. It looks perfect for VR. Yeah, yeah, can see that. I just don't see anything. No, I don't see any VR support listed. So this is just, I don't know what kind of gimmick he's going for, but probably ain't it. Oh well. Let's have a peek. Close that up. I added it to my wish list. Not my wish list. I added the demo to my library, so we'll give it a try at a later point. I don't see why we can't spend a day, like maybe next week, just playing demos. But yeah, I'm skimming through this, just grabbing. Okay, that one was bad. This was a card collection, like, Overwatch game. Yeah. That one I already knew I didn't want to play because it's just straight up. Um, yeah, that one was Terminal Brigade. Yeah, I don't think so. What other good rhythm games were there? That I mean, I keep thinking of Cadence of Hyrule, the Crypt of the Necrodancer one. That was pretty good. There's a VR version of Fresh Tracks. Interesting. Let's have a look. Fresh Tracks VR. So what? It's a separate purchase. It is. There's no demo for it. That explains it. So the VR Fresh Tracks. Let's see. So there is a VR version. Looks to be separate. Interesting. I really appreciate how what's that game? How like No Man's Sky doesn't charge you extra for a VR game. They just go and say, "Hey, like you can play in VR right now if you want." They learned from Bethesda, something like that. Yeah. The idea of paying extra for like a dedicated VR version instead of being able to like pick and choose whether you want VR at any given moment doesn't really sell me on the product for sure. Well, there we go. Let's see what else we got. Okay. A $5 DLC at most. Yeah, I understand that extra development work needs to go into making a VR version. I really do. I just kind of am annoyed by the fact that they couldn't just build it into the base price. Yeah, this is also like a rhythm-based yeah, this is a rhythm-based turn-based like JRPG. Such a weird thing, yeah. Yeah. This game here. Hmm. So far so interesting though. Oh well. I'm still not horribly interested in this, but it is an interesting concept. We're skipping past it because we're moving to the next thing. Patapons on the PSP. Yeah, yeah. You might want to keep track. I mean, it looks interesting. Let's see. Moomin Trail. I did like I remember seeing that earlier, going, what the hell, Moomin, really? Yeah. Let's see. Look on Steam really quick. Okay. Hmm. Moomin Troll. Yeah. Trollololol. 2026, there's no available information. There's no demo. That's what I thought. I want to check anyway. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. I'm gonna move past this one. Interestingly enough. Still skimming. Anyway, just a moment. So we were looking at, we were talking about the Steam machine and its virtue over the Steam Deck. We're talking about how prices that they did hit 1.0, yeah. But let me move this out of the way. So yeah, the fact that I can't imagine the Steam machine being less than like less than $700. Like it's got to be. It's probably going to be closer to 1,000. I can't imagine like with with the hardware list that it's packing and prices of RAM going up. I don't know how they're going to make it any cheaper at the moment. Yeah. Interesting though. Regardless, it looks like a good PC. Like especially for people who are again intimidated by the idea of what do you call it? That it can't be cheaper than an Xbox? Correct. There's no way. The idea is that people who are intimidated by putting together a computer themselves and looking at overpriced, because, you know, like when you see a PC in a store, that PC, they have to get like all the parts, they have to have it assembled, they have to have it, you know, manufactured as a whole unit. Then the store has to make a profit. The store has to pay for like that entire cost of the machine plus whatever they want to make as profit. And that extra deciding amount of how much the store is going to make is it's a big deal, right? It's going to be at least like a couple $100, maybe more. Like that the machine sorry, the store is going to ask for as a profit like cushion. So Steam is potentially going to be able to not ask for a profit, right? The Steam machines famously made like $12 on every sorry, the Steam decks. The Steam decks famously made like $12 on every sale, you know. They were extremely unprofitable. And you may think, well, what does that matter whether they're profitable or not? Well, for Valve, they were able to recoup their costs on what do you call it, on Steam games. See, the idea is when you buy a Steam game, the Valve gets 30% of that. So Valve knows that if you buy a Steam deck, you're going to be buying Steam games for the Steam Deck. And that's it. Your girlfriend wants a PC to play games, but is not a tech person. So the Steam machine is perfect for her. That's what I'm thinking. That's kind of the direction that I think this is going for everybody, is that they need to like that's who they're going to sell toward. I think. Give me a second. I'm just skipping through irrelevant parts of the show. And like, it's like this is a terrible like this game that I saw was a yeah, hold on. There we go. Still just skipping past. Hey you. Yeah, you. I don't know about oh yeah. There we go. Let's see. You have a PC. Get Steam OS. You have a Steam Link still. You don't actually use oh yeah, so you have a Steam controller there. What's the GPU compared to? Yeah, let's have a peek at that. I'm curious now. Hold on. So let's have a peek. The GPU it's running is a custom. This is a oof, gonna need what do you call it? Gonna need a Digital Foundry or someone to actually run like side-by-side comparison tests, because this is a custom graphics card. Let me see here. I'm gonna do a quick check. Hold on. Um, checking something. Okay. According to this, the architecture they're using is equivalent to the NVIDIA GeForce 40 series. Yeah. So it's looking like it'll be somewhere in the like we don't have the specs for the range for it right now. So we're just guessing it's that it's in the 40 series, the NVIDIA 40 series range. Yeah. Which is nuts. Absolutely nuts. Wonder if it'll be VR capable. Yes, it will be. I can tell you why it'll be VR capable. Because they are selling the they are going to be selling a what do you call it? A Steam frame to go with it. And it's its own thing. It's different. You can like say go with it. It's obviously separate product, but you know, it's going the Steam frame is going to be the successor to their VR. And they've already decided that you can play non-VR games in it. So, you know, like, it'll be VR capable. But yeah, the Steam frame is set up to go with the Steam machine. So yeah, it'll definitely be VR capable, that's for sure. See here. So you think it's slightly weaker than a 4060? Again, it's a custom, so we have no way of knowing Migrant, unfortunately. We just have to guess right now, and then when the Digital Foundry results come out, it's you know, there's a developer's kit. Steam frame plays well wherever Steam is. Powered for any platform. Yeah, so got its own storage. Its own 1 terabyte storage. Yes. Micro SD card for more storage. Interesting. Said the reason they won't subsidize the Steam machine is because they will bundle Half-Life 3 for it, like they did with Alex in the Index bundle. Ah, yes. Give me a second. Thank you, Gay Ben. Yes. Oh, jeez. Yes. Here we go.
Welcome to Half-Life 2, Episode 2. We are at the midpoint in our trilogy of episodes, which will conclude in Episode 3. To listen to a commentary node, put your crosshairs over the floating commentary symbol and press your Use key. To stop a commentary node, put your crosshair over the rotating node and press the Use key again. Some commentary nodes may take control of the game in order to show something to you. In these cases, simply press your Use key again to stop the commentary.
Half-Life 2.
Please let me know what you think after you've had a chance to play this, our latest installment in the ongoing adventures of Gordon Freeman.
So yeah, that's Gay Ben. That's that's Gay Ben's Amazing Adventures. But what do you call it? Yeah, Half-Life 2 Episode 3. That's what we're waiting for.
I can be reached at gayben@valvesoftware.com.
There you go.
I get about 10,000 emails each time we release a game, and while I can't respond to all of them, I do read all of them.
Yes, Gay Ben. There you go.
Please let me know what you think after you've had a chance to play this, our latest installment in the ongoing adventures of Gordon Freeman. I can be reached at gayben@valvesoftware.com.
There you go. Only 10,000, yeah. He receives about 10,000 emails. Uh, uh, it is pretty funny. Mm, mm. Half-Life. Yeah, yeah. Definitely an experience. Yeah. Anyway, let's keep skimming. So yeah, the Steam frame is definitely going to be um the Steam frame and the Steam machine are going to pair well together. Yeah. Hmm. Let's see. Still skimming. Okay. This was the Prince of Persia game, right? I think it is. Yeah, yeah. So this is the Prince of Persia Rogue game. Let's have a peek. Gonna see if there's a demo for that. Looks like the Rogue Prince of Persia is it's published by Ubisoft, but it's made by a small indie team. Please understand. Yeah, so yeah, this is them trying to do like a slightly a slightly more classic Prince of Persia. You can see some of the platforming still there, like we're talking about intense speed platforming, but it definitely isn't rooted like classic. So when you say return to their roots, I don't think so. I think that this is obviously its own thing. Yeah, Mark of the Ninja. Jeez. Yeah. Point is that like the one from the bad reboot. It I mean, there was one like that. It was pretty good. So, let's see. Mhm. Okay. Uh, Let me see here. 2026 Steam Machine to play 2011 Skyrim again. Oh no, 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 no. That's exactly what we're all gonna do. Maybe not necessarily Skyrim. You know that because the Steam machine is running on what do you call it? It's running on Linux and it's going to have its own Discover store as a part of KDE. So interestingly enough, if we boot up the Discover store, have you thought about dyeing my hair? No, not really. I rather like my hair the way it is. It's my only thought was it's not long enough yet, and we're working on it. We're working on it. I had to for since about 2010, I had to cut it for work. I used to have it like down to my ass basically, but what do you call it? This is my natural hair. Yes, yes. This is my natural hair. Um, I have learned the art of leave-in conditioner. Dye it purple. No. No. No, 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 no. Um but um um let me see. Yeah, yeah. Leave-in conditioner has absolutely helped a ton for sure. The only thing is that it has a tendency to frazzle, which is why we just kind of have like we have combs right here. It's a different matter altogether. All right. Anyway, back to it. So, how about 2015 Fallout 4? You're going to have to downgrade Fallout 4 past the next gen update. Yeah. Diet Silver. I'm looking forward to my hair eventually graying. I will probably just bleach it there. At that point. Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah. Oh, if I get to the point where my hair doesn't fall out and it starts graying, I'll probably just bleach it. Anyway, let's see here. Never stopped olive oil. Jeez. Let me see. Fallout reference. What was what was his name? Oh, what was our good friend? Hold on. What was that one lovely guy from Fallout 4? He was voiced by Emil Pagliarulo himself. A lovely guy, yeah. Here, hold on.
So I was playing Fallout 4
and shut up. Let's see. Okay, Emil Pagliarulo. Hold on a second. Let me see. Emil voices the character. Voiced character Fallout 4. Parker Quinn. Credit card. Fallout 4. Here we go. Yeah, Parker Quinn charge card. There we go. Okay, here are all the options then.
I'll take your money and you get the charge card.
Oh dear, you've been scammed in Fallout 4?
No, this guy is trying to find something without the voice. Yeah, Emil Pagliarulo voiced this guy. So, hold on. No, not him. I'm trying to find it. Yeah. Ain't it either. The hold on. Okay. There's like tons of videos about this guy. I literally just want to hear his dialogue. I don't want a 10-minute video on Parker Quinn. But yeah. Give me a second. Here we go.
Pardon me, sir. Parker Quinn. I just want to say it's a good thing you came by my corner.
If you say so.
I do say so. Because, man, I look at you and I swear to God, no lie. And I say, this guy, he is no friggin' joke. He walks down the street like he was born here. And nobody's born here because ghouls, if anything, probably eat babies. He walks down the street like he
Volume's permanently low in the video. You get to enjoy this as a feature.
was born here. And nobody's born here because ghouls, if anything, probably... But no, that means you're smart. Super smart.
Is this all leading somewhere?
Fair question. Totally fair. To which I say, yes. I am not standing out here freezing my balls off talking to some random stranger for no reason. Not saying that's never happened, but it's definitely not happening right now. Look, because you're obviously a busy, dangerous, and exceedingly intelligent person, I'm gonna cut right to it. I'm gonna make you a proposition so spectacular you can't possibly say no. You ready?
I'm ready.
Every day you're gonna buy stuff. Food, ammo, beer, whatever. And you pay with caps. Caps, bottle caps. What is this, fucking 1612? A bunch of losers blow up the world 200 years ago, and we have to lug around piles of bottle caps? Are you friggin' kidding me? So that's why I've been working with every single shop in the Commonwealth to get rid of caps. Introducing the only form of currency you'll ever need. The charge card.
The charge card?
That's what I said, charge card. It's super simple. You give me 110 caps right now, and I give you this charge card. Accepted at any store in the Commonwealth, up to 100 caps. The 10 extra caps is my service fee. So what do you say, want one?
And this isn't some kind of scam.
I can't believe you just asked me that. What, I'm a charlatan? You think I got this far in life by ripping people off? I'm an entrepreneur. This is as real as it gets.
You're out of your mind.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way. But hey, it's your loss. Change your mind, you know where to find me. Retard.
Yes. No matter what option you pick, no matter what option you pick, he ends the conversation. He ends the conversation by calling you.
You're out of your mind.
Well, I'm sorry
Yeah.
you feel that way. But hey, it's your loss. Change your mind, you know where to find me. Retard.
That's it. He calls you that no matter what you go with. He will definitely call you that word. every single time. And Emil Pagliarulo voiced him. Yeah. Anyway. Yep. And if you call Emil that on Twitter, he'll block you. Absolutely. But he was just voicing a character. A character that he probably wrote. But, you know. Ugh. Anyway, let's see. Have you ever said that word? Of course I have. Tons of times. I just choose not to right now. Yeah. What do you mean you can have self-control and not say things? Yeah, crazy. Anyway. Blue sky. Let's see. What was it? No. At the very least, it's, we're not Gamer Girl Azura, right? You remember, Snowy Granius on the bridge? That, yeah. Epic gamer moment and all that. Yeah. Anyway. With that all said, let's see. Moving on back, yeah. Madness, I say. Okay. We're gonna skip this Prince of Persia game. I understand what they were trying to do, but it seems kind of all over the place, to be honest. Yeah. Let's see. What do you mean you have self-control? A filter. You choose not to say certain things at certain times. Yeah, that's very strange. That's not a normal person. Okay. This looks terrible. Let's continue skipping. Yeah. I keep seeing these play tests. I seriously, I keep seeing these play tests for games that don't look like they're innovating. Yeah, I just kind of look at the whole situation. I'm going, I have no idea what any of this is. Eve Frontier. Okay, let's look that up. Eve Frontier is in early development. Yes. Let's have a look because this trailer kind of sucks. Yes. You have no self-control. You get excited for next thing and consume. I see. Looks like Eve Frontier has a free trial going on right now. It ends in 12 hours, 31 minutes. It is a space survival MMO. I don't know about this. Eve Frontier. Yeah. The FOMO is setting in. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The free trial for Eve Online. Look, it's the Eve Frontier. It ends in 12 hours 30 minutes. Reminds me of those websites where you see a flash sale. And if you purge your cookies and reload the website, the flash sale will start over again. It's like, this is only going to be on sale for another, 30 minutes. But in this case, you better play your free trial of the space survival MMO. You have 12 hours left. You said the old pop-up ads. Oh, they still do them on certain websites to this day. Yeah, yeah. Okay. As I was saying, let's see. Let's just skip this. Yeah. I can't imagine. I love the lore of EVE Online, the Capsuleer lore and all this stuff. How you're dealing with a currency in the game world. I think it's called ISK, and like one ISK is like billions of dollars in like local planetary revenue. It's just you know, this is the kind of currency that people who fly around in space and get into fights for fun just kind of use. It's you know, like a person may never see like a whole ISK in their lifetime, and you're just exchanging, you know, like tens of thousands of ISK all the time. That EVE is secretly a cyberpunk dystopia game. Yes, but you're in space flying around and you die, and you're just literally like your memories are transferred to a clone that wakes up and just keeps going like you never died. That's yeah. Hmm. Yeah, the poor schmucks on plants are like the downtrodden masses, exactly. Hmm. This was the like a Factorio in yeah, Skyrig is a Factorio in space. Let's see. Hmm. Factory story. Yeah. What else we got? Yep, nothing over there. Dawn apart. Again, more crafting. This is like 4 crafting games in a row. We went to Skyrig, to the other one, to this. Yeah, way too much going on. Okay. Let's see. A generation ship lands, and it's strategy, of course. So, yep. More crafting. This is, yeah. Said EVE Online was so good before the Citadel expansion, they ruined the economy, to force everyone out to nullsec to build citadels. It was never the same after that. I mean, at the end of the day, nullsec was supposed to be where they wanted everyone anyway. And like high sec was training wheels. Low sec was just like a slight inconvenience because Concord wouldn't show up in low sec, right? You just get bounties that if you went to high sec with, you'd get your ass kicked. Yeah. But no, they wanted everyone out in null sec. That's why they built the wormholes as a way to incentivize people. Said, will another crafting game ever capture Minecraft's cave generation? I don't know. Minecraft's cave generation isn't what it used to be. It's something new. It's different. Very interesting. Oh, let's see. What is this? Why? Things stumbling? What is this? These are a lot of unrelated shots. Let's see. Everything runs on minerals in EVE. It's why the economy crashed. Let's see how. All right. Vintage story caves are pretty good, but the combat is hard. Cave diving becomes very lethal. Yeah. Oh god, no, this is terrible. I just realized like that was a survival like okay. What is it called? There we go. What now? Let me see. Alders. I'm looking it up right now. Steam. Okay. Steam. What the hell? That looks awful. Hold on, hold on. Yeah. Give me a second here. Okay. So, looking at this, yeah. This looks like the not the Sims, but what do you call it? Oh, what do you call this? Fallout Shelter. This looks like Fallout Shelter. Very, very weird. Looks like the game is out now. Are they really making a bundle with Expedition 33? I see. Let's see. Standout survival game. Deluxe edition. Don't you want deluxe outfits and an original soundtrack and future DLC? I like how it's just like streaks. I like how it like this is their future. I'm sorry, but I think this is hilarious. Like, the image for the future DLC is streaks. Okay. Let's see. Emotional gripping story. Yeah, but I see people walking around, and this tells me nothing about it. Yeah, I do not, that's ambitious. There's nothing here. Okay, there we go. I think there's actual gameplay. Yeah. No, it's going from shot to shot so quickly that I can't get the sense of this is The Sims. The Sims is literally going on behind me. Or sorry, going on behind him. Just for an instant, yeah. That is, there's a free content update as well. So it's like, and deluxe content. I see. They may have just labeled it future stuff. Having the Sims levels of interesting. Yeah, exactly. So strange. And we got the Eve Frontier thing. That's weird too. I don't know. It's really, really weird to me. Okay. Moving along. Wrong way. There we go. Like that. There we go. Okay, so as I was saying, dungeon crawling adventure. They gathered charged wood. This screams. After he said, "What if Metroid Prime 4 was good?" Metroid Prime 4 looks like it's in the range of like good but not great. It looks like it's it looks kind of better than most of what Nintendo makes, but also worse than every other Metroid Prime before it. It feels like Metroid Prime is on a downward trajectory, because like the first one feels spectacular, second one feels pretty good, the third one is like and you already asked that. No, thank you. Bam. Nope. Deleting that. That was asked and answered already. You don't get to ask it again. Nope. Anyway. So. What is this? What do I think of Dread? I thought Dread was really interesting. I liked Dread, but at the same time, I liked the Emmy areas a lot less than I liked, like, all other Metroid games. So, you know, it's clear they tried to compartmentalize that Chazodia chase sequence at the end of Zero Mission into, like, areas you'd revisit again and again. You know, they tried to add that element of, you know, 2D horror, right, to Dread. And, unfortunately, that was the weakest part of the game, in my opinion. So, Pathfinder Abomination Vaults. Let's see. Okay. Looking this up. But yeah, it really does look like Steam gets, oops. Sorry. Distractions aplenty. Okay, so this will be announced soon. I'm going to go ahead and grab this. I'm adding it to my wish list because the Abomination Vaults look to be like the Baldur's Gate, what do you call it? Those Baldur's Gate Diablo likes. It looks like they're doing that, but with co-op hack and slash ARPG. That's what I was looking at. Yeah, yeah. Okay. What else? What else? Dark Alliance, yes. Looks to be Dark Alliance-like. Very good. Uh-huh. Sky Oblivion's gonna be great? Perhaps. Perhaps. Alright. Alright. Anything else? No. Dark Alliance was awesome. Yeah, yeah. So it looks like Abomination Vault is going to be, it's going to be kind of like the Pathfinder version of Dark Alliance. That's what it looks like. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah. That should do it. All right. I think we got it, but let's click into this. Good. Yeah, I enjoyed Dread, but Metroid Prime 4 looks to be like a pretty good game, bogged down by a couple things. And it really does seem like, you know, at least in my estimation, some people will say it's flipped, but in my estimation, Metroid Prime 2 is a little worse than the original Metroid Prime, but still really, like still a great game. Then Metroid Prime 3 is a little worse than Metroid Prime 2, but still, like, a great game. And then Metroid Prime 4, again, I haven't played it yet. I won't be playing it until after Christmas, most likely. But Metroid Prime 4, from what I've seen, setting aside, you know, the things people are getting angry about, it looks to be okay. Like, you know, it's one of those cases of people are overblowing the things that are that they don't like about it. And it looks to be a good game, but not great. You know, it's like worse than Metroid Prime 3. So it looks like the Metroid Prime series is just stepping down its quality with each game release. Why does Nintendo always get jailbroken so easily? Not entirely sure. You'd have to ask the developers who make stuff like that, but there's a huge amount of demand for jailbreaking these games. Keep that in mind. Like a gigantic amount of demand. Let me see here. All right. Let's see what else we got. People are determined. Hold on a second. So the Pretendo Network. Let's pull that open real quick. The Pretendo Network allows you to have dedicated, like, it's a replacement for Nintendo servers for the 3DS and Wii U. In other words, if you want the 3DS, if you want to play 3DS and Wii U online, and you jailbreak your 3DS or your Wii U, or you use an emulator, either way, you'll be able to use the pre-Tendo servers to play online again, as if they never went offline. Yeah. The pre-Tendo servers, yeah, it's a good service. Yeah. Piracy is a service problem. Exactly. All right. Do you know someone who owns a gun or knife? No, I'm afraid I don't. Let me see here. I'm checking a thing really quick. Hold on. I'm gonna try this one. Okay, that's the Flame Astronaut pipeline. That is not what I was looking for. That's unfortunate. Let me see. You can hear Nintendo ringing in the distance. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Let me see. Here we go.
All right, let's state the obvious. There's something wrong with me.
Do I like guns? Yeah, yeah. I've had the opportunity to fire them numerous times in the desert. Up north of, what do you call it? The San Fernando Valley in California. You know, up near the Mojave. In the same general biome, so to speak. All desert out there. But yeah, yeah. So anyone who's interested in like old Nintendo stuff, that confirmed right winger. I think that like the people who are going to make up their mind already made up their mind when I said that I complained about SJWs, and then more recently I said that anti-woke people are the new SJWs, and that pissed off everybody. Just everybody. Because SJWs were looking for attention, getting people pissed off on the internet, and anti-woke people are looking for attention, getting people pissed off on the internet. Like the anti-woke grifters are basically just the new SJWs. It's you know, but it's really fucking funny how, like, you know, the all I can think of is Chrono Trigger now. Yeah. It's yeah. Hold on. Yeah. And let me pull up the intro really quick, because this is what I remember was let me see if we got it. There you go. I think of the pendulum. Like, that's what I think of with yeah, how dare you like guns. I'm sorry. I quite like both firearms and swords. Yeah. But no. When we talk about how I complained about SJWs, and now I complain again about anti-woke grifters, I think of the pendulum just going you know, like that. That's what I think of. It's just the pendulum going back and forth. Yeah. My goodness, the masculine urge to collect and use weaponry. Yeah, I personally wouldn't know of anyone in real life who collects any sort of weapons. I definitely don't know anything about that, okay? That sounds a little weird to me, right? Like, I don't know. I don't know. Just here, hold on. Let me switch to this. I'm gonna try the side panel, see what happens. Oof, that is awful. Let's try fixing that, maybe. Hold on. I'm gonna try to fix it. All this happened before, it will happen again. Exactly. No. Hold on. But yeah, I'm certain that people back in the day remember me complaining about SJWs, so they, you know, have like codified that version of me in their head. Meanwhile, the pendulum has swung, and now I'm complaining about anti-woke grifters, right? So it's just what I'm really complaining about is insufferable people on the internet, understanding, of course, that I am my own kind of insufferable person on the internet. You know, nobody is free of sin, but yeah. So people have come up with their own ideas about me, and it's really funny. So grifter is evil according to Fallout. I mean, yeah, you aren't completely wrong, but hold on a second. Let me really quick. So we do have like a few things back here. We got one of these, you know. You love throwing stones from your glass house. Absolutely, absolutely. Really, there's just part of me that wants to piss off the internet, right? I think I think that's part of it, you know. Uh, you said one of the best parts is cat ears that piss off the insecure man. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Uh, but he who has no degeneracy cast the first stone. Something like that. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, this is just kind of how it ends up working. Yeah. But no, this is one of my favorites. Let me see. This is a prop sword from a Conan movie. I can't remember which Conan movie, but this is a good one too. Yes. Yeah. This right here is it's a Conan prop sword. It's also kind of filthy. Here, I'll like bring up here so you can see how dirty it is. It just needs to be cleaned. There's no question about it. Let's see. Can't tell if that sword is big. I'm 6'5". Okay. Yes. I'm 6'5". Let me see here. Everybody complains about politicians. Anyway. Let me see here. Yes. But this one's a little bit dangerous in the sense you can cut yourself on these little side pieces here. They can rip and tear in not a good way. Let me see here. Okay. Hold on. Still looking. My lore videos are your favorite on the internet? That's awesome to hear. Let me grab another one really quick. Katana. And, yeah. I'm not bending down any further for the camera. Sorry. The katana's all you're getting. I have some short swords back in that corner, but I'd have to like I'd really have to reach, so to speak, to get to them. So that's not happening right now. Anyway, there we go. This is a little replica katana. Yeah. All right. But yeah. I'm not reaching the short swords anytime soon. Okay. Gonna put these back really quick. Yeah. So point is, like, of course I like guns and swords. They're fun. Right. So we did get the side cam working at least. There we go. Average CEO attire. Yeah. I mean, I don't think I don't think your I don't think your average CEO is dressed up quite like I am. I'm a smidgen different. Just a little bit different, you know? Let's see. If you like Fallout New Vegas, you like guns. Probably. Probably. That's true. That's true. Now, as I was saying, we're using Linux right now, believe it or not. This is a Linux PC. You should like Arch. I'm not actually using Arch. I'm using Ubuntu long-term support with the KDE suite of applications on top of it. Interestingly enough, the Steam Deck and the Steam Machine are both using the KDE Plasma on them. It's not using KDE Full, it's just using KDE Plasma. But I'm using KDE Full. So, but yeah, you can see right there, the Steam Machine is going to be using the same desktop environment I am, which means you can, just like me, set your Windows to have jiggle physics. Okay? You too can have jiggling windows. Yes. Very important. Okay. Now, what do we got here? All kinds of nonsense. Okay. What do we got? You can also draw on screen. With fire. Where is that? Let's see. I think it was... Jiggly window fetish unlocked. I've told people before, you know, it's what is that meme there? Let's see. Yeah, jiggly windows are pretty funny. But yeah, pull this open. Madness is what I call all this. My most recent meme in my memes folder that I like codified as a semi-permanent one was the whatchamacallit. It was that one there. This is my favorite meme for now. How old am I? Very old. I am ancient. But as I told people, this is the first video game that I owned. It was the Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt combo cartridge. I played Atari before, but you know, I never owned an Atari system. Let's see what else we got. Okay. It was I think it was there was a particular meme which was called the yeah, the early 80s. Yay. Earliest 80s. Exactly. The earliest 80s. What is it called, though? I think it was... Okay. Found the base meme. I just need to find the variant on it. The masquerade. Jeez. It was... Hold on. Looking for the Know Your Meme page. It was the Police Squad meme. Yeah, this was from Police Squad. Okay, so there's no Know Your Meme page for it, believe it or not. Very, very strange. Let's see. I think I got it. So when we were talking about all these things, Reddit has way too much of this bullshit. I hate Reddit and its image hosting. Okay, I got it. So, yeah, you said jiggle physics for, yeah. You said know your meme is a surprisingly useful resource. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, yeah, this is the one that I didn't have on Linux. I need to make sure that this one gets saved properly because it's a very good meme, as you can see. I quite like it. This one here is yeah, that one's pretty good. Someone claimed that I had a fetish for wearing women's clothes, but that's not true. That's not true at all. I have a uniform fetish. It's very, very, very different. Uniforms. Those, on the other hand, explicitly advertised. Okay? Yes. I explicitly advertise my love of uniforms. Anyway. Let's see. Adult woman fit. Oh, yeah, that one too. That was the one that, you know, I talked about how, like, what's your favorite Pokemon character? It's like, it's not the animals. It's the adult, the adult woman fetish. Yes, exactly. Adult ladies. Oh, wow. Okay, let's see here. Moving along. Okay. Was this Moonlighter 2? This was Moonlighter 2, I think. Let me double check this. Hold on. Yeah. Where is your uniform? Hey, I like military uniforms quite a bit. Yeah. You love the mushroom cloud curtain meme? Yeah. Let's see. It's Moonlighter. Yeah. That's the way close the curtains. It's true. Anything else I missed? All kinds of madness. Yeah. There are people out there who can't fathom doing weird shit if it's not a fetish. Like, and that speaks to them and their mindset on things. Like they're the driving force behind behind anything they do is that it makes their special parts tingly. And I can't imagine that being my only motivation for shit in life. I just couldn't imagine that. That sounds awful. Let's see. I didn't see anything of the sort with the Streamer Awards, unfortunately. The only thing from the Streamer Awards I saw was the clip of the here, hold on. Let me see. It was the clip of, I'm not going to play the clip, I'm just going to show it. It's the peanut guy saying the F slur. Yeah. That's all I saw about the Streamer Awards. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, yeah, Moonlighter 2 looks pretty good. Just saying. Looks like it's currently, not only is there a, oh, it's in early access. That explains everything. Hold on. Okay, people like, I like this game, but the first half of my playtime was smooth. And then, yeah. Okay, fair enough. I'm looking right here. Yeah, it looks like they really, they're charging early access. Yeah, I'm too early. Correct. I don't see myself buying this one anytime soon. It's on my wish list already. I was hoping there was like a demo I could play, but the demo's been taken down in exchange for like their early access release. So too bad. I'm gonna sneeze in a second. Jeez. All right. My goodness. Anyway, let's see here. But yeah. So, someone a couple days ago asked me when I'm going to wear a maid outfit again. The answer is on the Final Fantasy XIV patch day. So, when is the next Final Fantasy XIV patch? That will be December 16th. Yeah, so you know, basically a week and a day away. Yeah. That's when I'll be playing 14 again some more. I'd like to do in a couple days, if possible. I'd like to play the Blue Mage mode in 14 before my sub runs out. I'm gonna obviously resubscribe, no question, but I'm seriously considering doing the like the carnival. Yeah. Okay. Now, in terms of uniforms, like I really like military uniforms as well. I accidentally closed it. Hold on a second. That was lovely. Close next. Need to go back to where we were. History. One tab. Previous tab. Yes. Good. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Cool. We're going to skip the Moonlighter section because I've already determined that's good, but it's early access, so there's no way I'm playing it right now. Are you going to be playing the new Warframe update in a couple days? Yeah, that looks tempting too. I just kind of want to progress my Daggerfall, Skyrim, and Fallout New Vegas runs, so I think that I can't reasonably play the new update on update day. I think I have to push the I have to push Warframe back past like the new year or whatever. Not it'll be entertaining to play when I do get around to it, but I'm gonna miss all the hype other people are feeling for it at the moment. Let's see, anything else? I'm closing a bunch of different things here. People were talking about the Streamer Awards, and people were yapping about Iron Mouse, and they played a song of hers, and it sounded kind of terrible, and people reacted like it was terrible, and I listened to the clip, and I'm like, yeah, this is pretty bad. But I mean, obviously, she deserves all the credit she gets because, you know, she's what, immunodeficient, living in like a single room for her entire life. Like basically she lives in isolation. It's kind of crazy that she's become such a like colossal streamer despite, you know, not being able to go out and do things. Like she will die if she's exposed to bacteria or viruses. So it's kind of interesting how you know how much she's done for herself, but that has earned her a gigantic amount of respect. Yeah. You're not sure about the connection to Warframe? We're not talking about Warframe. We're talking about the Streamer Awards. Anyway, so point is that she got on and she did what do you call it? She did the like she did a like a song and dance thing for the Streamer Awards where her 3D model kind of performed a song, and people reacted with cringe, you know, that like the song is bad. And I listened to it, I'm like, yeah, the song isn't really that good, right? Like I didn't think it was that good either, but I didn't complain about it because number one, the Streamer Awards don't matter to me, and number two, the what do you call it? Yeah, the streamer rewards don't matter to me. And then number two, well, again, she's kind of earned a lot of her success, you know, despite overwhelming what do you call it? Not hostility, but uh odds, insurmountable insurmountable opposition. Yes, opposition. Yeah. You didn't know about having to seal yourself off for adversity? Yeah. Point is that, like, she accomplished more than any of us under, like, extreme conditions. That's the word I want to use. Extreme conditions. Like, she can't go outside. She's you know, she has a yeah, isn't she also pretty nice? I mean, there are a lot of nice people out there, so I was just like that. I kind of want to act like that's the default, even if it isn't. So I wasn't really thinking about that, but yes, now that you've mentioned it, she is a nice person. Like, straight up, it's true. I wasn't going to mention that because it's like I still like to live under the illusion that there are in fact a lot of nice people in this world. You know, pretend. Let's see. It's cool that she can have fun through VTubing. Yeah, exactly. It allows her to experience life without leaving the house. Yeah. You seen some of her trips and stuff? Oh, what do you mean when she has like a little camera attached? 1 second. Something weird's going on. I hear some scratching. Hold on. Give me a sec. Okay. There we go. Cat doing cat things. Also had to close the door. Let's see here. I have to put these away and put them back. She's genuinely talented. Trained to be an opera singer before her health problems kicked in. I see. Yeah. I saw some people complain about her performance recently, and she has a lot of people who got angry about those complaints, but I listened to the performance. I'm like, yeah, this isn't really that great either. Not enough for me to complain about it online, because again, the streamer awards don't matter to me. But like it's very interesting how many people are like ready to step up and you know, defend her. When I think the criticism of the performance itself was kind of legitimate, you know. We all have our off days, correct? Yeah, I'm just saying it's interesting how like heated people got about it online. And again, I don't think her success is not it. Yeah, he said her fans are protective, to say the least. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like I'm not going to pretend like not great art is somehow spectacular just because like I like to divorce the art from the artist. You know, I've said that time and time again. Like there's tons of stuff I will play and or talk about that is from kind of terrible people. And it's interesting how people get angry about me. Get angry about that. And likewise, you can have a good person kind of make a, you know, give a bad performance. It can happen, you know. You always go with the assumption that there can be terminally online people who get unreasonably emotional. That's true. That's true. Let's see. She takes criticism better than those who are mad. Oh, I'm certain of it. I also don't think she drinks from the faucet. At least I hope she doesn't, because that's the problem with a lot of people online, is they will just absorb. They will get on social media and they will read everything about themselves online. Occasionally, I'll get posted like an article about myself or a post, like the Reddit post about me. I was making fun about that, right? You said terminally offline people who believe 100% of what television feeds them. Yeah, that's why I had to kind of put my foot down at certain times and go no news. You know, like at certain gatherings, no news, please. Because there are people who will have the news on, and it's heavily propagandized TV news. So, you know, it just kind of settled into when I go to visit, no news. Yeah, it's that simple. Yeah, yeah. Let's see here. But yeah, so as far as people who are who are terminally online, yeah. There's a big problem. I will. Okay, I finally cycled back around to where I remember I was now. I was I occasionally go and will like post and make fun of like posts about me. I think they're funny from time to time. You know, I think the one that I like most recently made fun of, it was linked to me on my Discord server. It was, as I skim back up, it was like a Reddit post, and yeah, it was about me. And the mods of like r/Skyrim deleted it because, you know, obviously it had no connection to Skyrim whatsoever. But I thought it was funny, so while it was still up, I saved the post, or saved a picture of it. You know, well, what's the deal with Zarek? You know, like, stereotypical like anime girl, and went to third person character. Boobs were jiggling with every step. Yeah, Camilla Valerius was wearing just a blacksmithing apron. Like, it went like a big complaint about it. It was really fucking funny. That, you see, that was hilarious. Like, holy crap. Yeah, yeah. Basically, they saw one of my videos. Yeah, you've changed, right? Exactly. But yeah, the like one of the mods on the subreddit just went like, you must not be playing Skyrim. You must not be having time for Skyrim if you're too busy caring what random streamers do, right? And someone else got into a ramble about how I was a right-wing gamer gator. Oh, yeah. You know, that was funny too. Yeah. All right. So, yeah. Not it point Reddit gets hilarious. Yes. But yeah. That's definitely me. You know me, very very right wing. Jeez. You said years behind lore. What? Uh, I've always been a degenerate. Yeah. What's your favorite adventure game? Hmm. You really you changed a you changed what would call it, accounts there. Um, yeah, nice. Okay then. So, moving along. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Buttons. Said, sorry to see that our Skyrim didn't have an answer for them. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, it's not as funny as the 4chan post a while back, but point is that I don't name search myself, and when people come to me with what do you call it? Criticisms or otherwise, I just ask, well, why'd you come here in the first place? And usually it's they used to watch me back before I was X, Y, or Z, and that's really fucking funny. But that's the great thing about having my own little space here, is that, you know, I will simply, like, I will let people say what they want in their own spaces, and occasionally I'll point at and make fun of some discourse, because, you know, why not? The last time I majorly reacted to anything, though, was months ago. Let's see, it was back in August. I made fun of the Elder Scrolls 6 post. That was a good one. That was a good time. They were talking about how Elder Scrolls Bros. Skyrim 2 has been full of development for 2 years. What does this mean? And you know, so you know, but below that was what do you call it? A very, very normal post, as you can see. Nothing nothing out of the ordinary there, you know. Just yeah, that's that was 4chan in a nutshell. Oh. Anyway, it was really funny to see. Yeah, just there you go. Yeah. Hmm. Anyway, yes. One of the best replies to that was hold on. I'm gonna find it really quick. One of the best replies I saw was here we go. It was assigned female at 4chan. Yeah, that's what it was. That was the best reply I saw. Was that one? Anyway. Let me see here. Okay. Point is that I almost never name search myself, and when people come looking for drama, I usually laugh at them, tell them to get a life. And yeah. But as far as adventure games go, let me see. What kind of adventure game would I want to play? Let's see. I mean, if we're talking about like point and click adventure games, Star Trek: A Final Unity is really, really fun. It's a pain in the ass to get running these days, but I'd highly recommend giving it a try. It feels like an episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation that you're playing. Yeah. Star Trek: A Final Unity. It's sci-fi, it's got space combat, it's got all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Let's see. Grim Fandango's good, and so are the Monkey Island games. If you want a cyberpunk point-and-click adventure game, it's really fun. You should try Born Punk. Yes. Born Punk is it's by Top Hats and Champagne. One of the people who was absolutely positively in with the Gamergate crowd. But it's a good game. I've always said, you know, if a game's good or a book is good or a song is good, appreciate it. Yeah. Your first point and click adventure is I Have No Mouth and Must Scream. Yeah. You said Shadowrun? Shadowrun isn't really a point and click adventure game, it's an RPG. Have you ever played Five Nights at Freddy's? No. the closest I ever got to playing Five Nights at Freddy's was I watched this YouTuber named Smike, who his name, it was like Mike, but it was going after like Skyrim. He was like playing Skyrim a lot. And so he got into Five Nights at Freddy's and blew up a giant audience. Like we're talking like 1 million plus people. I think it was like 1 million. Maybe it was like a few 100,000. I don't fucking know. Point is, he got a giant audience off Five Nights at Freddy's. And then he wanted to go back to Skyrim, and the Five Nights at Freddy's got pissed at him for that. So eventually, he just kind of gave up for a while. Then when he came back to play Skyrim again, he found out he was bored of it, which makes sense. I mean, if you do vanilla content and you don't cycle your games, you're going to get bored of Skyrim real quick. Like Skyrim only has so much content to play. So, unless you like divvy it up into like 20-minute segments or whatever. So yeah, you said Markiplier is a huge fan of FNAF. I've seen a few, mostly, I've never actually watched Markiplier. I've seen like clips of his reactions and stuff. You have to understand, I am very much detached from all the talking heads. So like you talk to me about Destiny, for example, and I know him from seeing his wife dancing with another man and seeing like the soul, like the life drain out of his face. I know him from that. Same thing like PewDiePie. I know him from the bridge, obviously, and I know him from from him doing art and like doing art every day and then getting better at art to the point where like he demotivated a lot of artists who've been working for years because like PewDiePie actively like started like he just got better at art. He just day by day he started to draw. Pokimane, I don't know anything about Pokimane other than her face. That's it. I've seen like still images. Yeah, yeah. I like a lot of RPG games and retro games. I like a lot of retro games. I'm a little more picky about the RPGs than other people in weird ways. Just really weird ways. PewDiePie's living his best life with his family, good ending. Something like that, yes. What I'm mostly trying to say, though, is that I don't know a whole lot about the talking heads online. I talk about them. Jeweler, I've been in at least 2 discussions with Jeweler before. Not on my YouTube channel. They're somewhere else. Maybe like Patrician TVs and maybe Indigo Gaming's. But I'm certain I've been in at least 2 streams with him. Anyway, let's see. So we were talking about Moonlight. Let's skip through some more of this. I gotta go soon. Like we gotta just kind of make sure. Let's see. No, we're not doing that one. Hold on. I remember this one was I'm Not a Human. Yeah, no, I'm Not a Human was, yeah. Said he stopped gaming to focus on his life. Yeah, it makes sense. I understand that. And I respect that. All right, so No, I'm Not a Human was September 15th. And it looks like it's out now. Let me zoom out for a second. I want to see the sidebar. So, the playable demo is gone. That existed back when it was newer, I suppose. Really watching the game show? Yeah, yeah. I've mostly just been skipping through and looking at the actual games. I'm not, like, we've already peaked at the game show. I just wanted to, like, grab anything that was demo-like. See, I went ahead and added No, I'm Not a Human to the wish list, because this looks pretty good. I like how it's a $15 game. Looks pretty good though. Yeah, we're gonna skip past this though. Pixels, peculiar pixels. This is a Devolver Digital. Yeah, a Devolver Digital game there. Yeah. Gaming is hard work. Gaming is time consuming. It isn't necessarily hard or work. but it is time consuming for sure. Let's see here. Especially if you like more than one game. And I'm very interested in resuming Final Fantasy XIV when the next major update hits. So I'm planning on to this evening after dinner. I'm gonna come back and do Metroid Prime 2, and then tomorrow there is a Doom mod I want to mess with, and potentially do some more Fallout afterward or something else. But there's a particular Doom mod I want to poke at, and I don't have the name on me right now. What do you think of Dawn Trail? It's kind of worse than Shadowbringers, but so was Endwalker. So, you know, I'm not like I had a lot of fun with it, but I also understood that Endwalker was based like Endwalker lived on hopes and dreams, as in like it was the conclusion to the previous story arc. So it was artificially carried by Shadowbringers, as Bro said. But not only that, what do you call it? It was carried by a Realm Reborn and Stormblood. Not really Heavensward. Heavensward was its own thing, but it was carried by a Realm Reborn, Stormblood, and Shadowbringers. Like Endwalker was doesn't really stand on its own merits nearly as well as other people think it does, in my opinion. I think that it's the emotional investment in everything that's led up to that point that gives Endwalker its satisfying conclusion. If we analyze Endwalker's stuff in a bubble, it's very clear that a lot of it was just kind of ass pulled and or otherwise like it doesn't really stack up as an individual story in my opinion. So we get like in my like I think Dawn Trail is about as good as Endwalker when again you leave out the emotional investment that Endwalker had like from beginning to end, you know, because Endwalker had all that emotional investment from Realm Reborn onward. Anyway, point is, I enjoyed Dawn Trail quite a bit. I think that having the like your player character shift into a mentor role for Waclamat was pretty good. The problem is Dawn Trail has a bad first 3 levels. What I mean by that is it's slow. Not in an old Charlian, oh my god, this is, you know, like we're going to learn the stuff we need to know. We're going to talk to the Senate. We're going to deal with this whole Zodiac situation. You know, that again, like the slow parts of Endwalker had the emotional momentum from the original like campaigns to carry it through. Dawn Trail is a new start, so it doesn't have that emotional momentum. So those first 3 levels that are slow are agonizing. And then it has the Stormblood problem. The Stormblood problem where it's a split narrative, right? Half of the narrative is about Tuliolo, and the other half of the narrative is about Alexandria. If it focused more on one or the other, it would have been better received, in my opinion. But unfortunately, both Tuliolo's story and Alexandria's story were kind of compromised by only having a specific amount of by only having so much screen time, so to speak. I think that either story could have been better than it turned out to be. And I think that they're making good on Alexandria's story now in the post patches. But you know, it's kind of weird. Anyway, let's see. Have I played Dante's Inferno? No. No, I've not. Anyway. Skippy. Don't need to worry about any of this. Yeah. Imagine winter launched. Oh no. Yeah, I don't care. Okay, here we go. I see what looks like a Sonic world. Oh, it's Breath of the Wild. I see. So this is like, this game has a level of graphics. Let's see. You cause Dawn Trail caused a couple of guildies to take a break. I mean, Dawn Trail is, it's solid, but I mean, the main quest can't be the star of the show forever. Like, the main quest is like 1 or 2 days worth of gaming, and then you're done with it, and you have to, you either like the raid series and the treasure maps and the fishing and the crafting and the exploration zone and the deep dungeon, or you don't. And like, if those people didn't like the what do you call it? Didn't like all of the other stuff, then they were only going to be around for a short time anyway, because like the main quest is done and over with pretty quick, and then you get drip fed a few hours of main quest every few months. So either they were going to be there for the content or they weren't going to be there for the content. It's that simple. And the content, like the raid content, was pretty good. The deep dungeon is pretty good. I think that the exploration zone definitely regresses to Eureka levels at times, but it was pretty good too. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like in terms of content, 14 has more in it, this expansion, than Endwalker did, because Endwalker just kind of gave you variant dungeons and said, have fun doing all the paths, and then do a Criterion dungeon like 3 times before you give up forever, because it's Savage mode 4-man basically. No, Endwalker was like a drought of content compared to Dawn Trail. All right. Let me see here. All right. So this game has a higher graphical fidelity than like Minecraft, but it seems to be trying to be Breath of the Wild. Very interesting. Again, like, I've never been a stickler for graphics, so I see a few interesting bosses. Forever. Let's look at Forever. Okay, Forever. It is. There's a play test, and otherwise, that's it. So it literally is just an online co-op action RPG fantasy. It's like, it's Arc. It's what do you call it? Pal World. I don't know. I don't like, there's some interesting bosses there, but it doesn't ever really reach, like, it doesn't look all that great on its own. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not here for survival crafty games. I think that survival crafting can be all right. You said Silk Song is really hard. You're amazed I finished it. I've not played Silk Song. I played the original Hollow Knight. Yeah. My goodness. You said games with the best graphics utilize the same hardware that books you. What? Anyway. Yeah, forever. Let's skip past this. No, thank you. I'm just interested. Oh, is this the game with the alchemy? I think this might be the alchemy game. Yeah, you gather ingredients. You farm. Okay. I mean, I'm horrifying creature. Yolf. That's pretty funny. Yeah, this looks like the alchemy game. Fine. I'm not complaining or anything. It's I think I'll stick to Stardew myself, but I can see why someone would be taken in by this. You know, like they'd really like the graphics and the presentation, the dialogue. Like it looks like it has everything someone, yeah, Mandrake. It's an alchemy game, and then they go to talk about people. Yeah, that's interesting. So yeah. Mandrake looks pretty interesting. I just barely have enough time for Stardew as it is. Let's see, Mandrake Steam. Just peeking. Okay, release dates to be announced, and there's no more information on it. Okay, fair enough. I was hoping it had a demo or something. It looks like all this is in early production. Makes sense to me. This is the, let me see, pizza. Early access begins. Pizza Bandit. Really? Hold on. There are a lot of games coming out, and I've got to say that I'm not super interested in most of them. This is an early access game. Pizza Bandit. I'm looking at these screenshots here. And Pizza Bandit. I see a dragon. Yeah, I was going to say your ammunition is probably worth more. Like, all your bullets are probably worth more than each pizza. Yeah. Online, sorry, single player online co-op. I don't know about this. I don't think it looks very very compelling. Okay. Let me see. Grid-based combat. Looks like, yeah, grid-based combat. Does anyone remember that one Penny Arcade series of games called On the Rain Slick Precipice of Darkness? Did they ever finish that? Did they ever finish that series? Or did it just end? It's the parts 1 and 2. Oh. Looks like part 3 was the finale. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not too interested in what I'm seeing here. Yeah, Demon School. Interesting. You said reminds you of the first Persona games? With more Shin Megami Tensei? Well, only the first Persona game really, you know, tied into that, as far as I remember. But Persona 2 was an incredible game. Like, yeah, Persona 2 is a spectacular game. I like to meme the, what is his name? Adolf Hitler, in Persona 2. Yeah, it was, let me see here. Here we go. This is the... I always like use this particular screenshot as a good way to talk about Persona 2, just because it's like they... In the initial one, he didn't have sunglasses, but what they did is they tried to censor him, and so they put sunglasses on him to kind of hide his face. And so they created the cool Hitler instead of the normal Hitler. Anyway, he uses the spear that stabbed Jesus Christ, and he wields the power of Nyarlathotep, the Crawling Chaos. You get to kill him in this game. Yeah. He's one of the primary antagonists of Persona 2. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Let me see here. It was what was it? Oh well. Had a lot of issues from the original Neverwinter Nights 2 and the new one. They may have patched it. Interesting. Yeah. Let's see. You love how the Spear of Destiny always becomes associated with Hitler. I mean, literally the and I'm thinking of Wolfenstein. Yeah, Wolfenstein 3D had the 4 Spear of Destiny expansion packs. Yes, Beautiful Joe's a good game. I agree. If you want something in a similar graphic style that is a completely different type of game, try No More Heroes. Like the graphic style, it really hits that cell shaded vibe, even if it's, you know, very different. Okay. Yeah, so you live on an oil rig, and you have to stop evil robots from wrecking your oil rig. That's basically, yeah. That was a weird little mini game. Okay, what's this? Do, do, do. I have no idea. Trains? Do you build... It's a survival crafting game. Oh, jeez. Yeah, it's a survival crafting game where you build a platform for your train, and then okay, fair enough. Oh. Interesting. This is a train-based game where you can power your train with all kinds of things, build food on it. You stop having to scavenge. But yeah, that's interesting. So you can like craft your own ideal train. I assume as you get a certain distance, you'll reach like more train platforms that you can like make a longer and longer train with. That's my assumption. Yeah. Okay, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, yeah. Void train without the void. Well, I mean, the idea is you get off the train and go like scavenge for stuff, you know? It's a survival crafting game. Railborn. Yes. He's the Railborn. Okay, let's have a peek again. Oh. Yeah, it's early access. Sorry, coming soon to early it's not ready yet. Got it. I don't see any detail. It's gonna have online co-op, so that's cool. Yeah, I think I will be... I'll definitely hop onto Railborn for the online co-op for sure. I think that's worth it. Let's see here. What else? That'll go on to the Steam wishlist for 5 years until you convince a friend to play it with you. You could bug me on my Discord server, and I could play it with you at some point. But yes, that's exactly what's going to happen. Let's see. Sunken Ruins, the depths. No, thank you. Wait, is that what I think it is? Your voyage begins, and then I see these controllable ships. I'm like, oh no. Sea of Thieves? Don't know about this. Remember when Chrono Cross showed up and it was like, oh, here's your ocean-faring society, and also dimensional rifts. But no. Another survival crafting game. I don't think... I'm running out of survival crafting game bandwidth, and I need to go back and play Pal World again because they had a crossover with... what do you call it? They had a crossover with Terraria and other things. So, hold on. Let me see. Once Human. Okay. Interesting. Let me see. Yeah. Yeah, Terraria and Once Human are both crossovers. Amazing. What else? What are my thoughts on ESO's lore? I'd say about 30% of ESO is good. I think that mechanically speaking, it's rough, and it's always going to be rough up until the day they shut it down. But in terms of storytelling, you know, that, like, trying to remember the areas. Orsinium's good. Northern and Southern Elsewhere are good once you get past the initial couple areas. Like, Elsewhere is kind of boring in the beginning when you're at Rimmen before you hit the what's that one critical point when you get the first dragon fight. The first dragon fight is when Elsewhere goes from being kind of boring to good. You said none of the Nord stuff is good. The Nord stuff is okay. Now, when I say okay, it's still better written than Skyrim for the most part. Which I know pisses people off because Skyrim is a better format of game. In other words, you can sit down and play Skyrim and probably have a lot more fun than you can in terms of ESO, right? But in terms of, like, if we appraise its story quality, then the Skald King and his relatives fighting for control of Skyrim is a much more compelling story than Skyrim Civil War. And, you know, I don't know. I prefer ESO's, like, main storytelling, in terms of, like, in the Skyrim areas. For the most part. When I say the Skyrim areas, I'm not talking about Greymoor, okay? Greymoor is bad. So, like, Western Skyrim, the Solitude area is just badly written all across. I'm talking about, like, the base game Skyrim, right? That is pretty well written. It's, you know, people will be bored of it if they're used to Skyrim, like the actual Skyrim gameplay, though, because, you know, the format in how you engage with the story is, yeah, Eastern Skyrim is good. Yeah, in terms of storytelling, anyway. But, like, people can interface with a well-written story and still be bored out of their minds because of the format that story is told in, right? And if you're used to the level of engagement of, like, you know, Skyrim, the video game, Elder Scrolls V, you're not going to get that level of, like, open world exploration engagement from ESO. It's just not going to happen. So people are going to get bored and probably quit if they're looking for that. Yeah, keep going. This is a trash gathering, post-apocalyptic world where people upgrade their, oh god, radio towers. Radio towers expanding maps. Go figure. Then you get a little bot that goes and gathers stuff. Yeah, I'm not really interested in that. That was called Garbage Country. Okay. I just wanted to go back through this. We had seen a lot of these games before, but... Oh, no, not this one. Yeah, it's a strategy game. What do you call it? Like a... Yeah, RTS sections. I don't think so. With story sections. Okay. What is this? Spirit Strike. This is Ninja Gaiden guy? Definitely feels that way. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. That is quite ridiculous. I want to do Devil May Cry combat. Yep. Have I finished Outward? I've never finished Outward. No. No. Not even a bit. Okay. What do we got going on here? Jeez. Let's see. If you need more Garbage Country. I'm not going to talk about that. Whoop. What the heck? Oh, they're painting a circle. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, they need to make an actual circle. There you go. This is an interesting game. Very occultish. Kind of terrible, actually. Oh, yes, yes, of course. These are lovely creatures to summon. I'm sure there'll be no ill effects whatsoever in summoning a creature like this. Okay, so what, this is like a cult simulator? I see like lost souls attached to this. Fair enough. Vanquish the opposition. Oh, yeah, because like priests and paladins are trying to stop you. Grow in power. Relics. Okay, this looks a lot more interesting than I originally gave it credit for. Like, wow. You said if Palworld had even a fraction of Terraria's complexity, it'd be amazing. I mean, Terraria isn't that complex, actually. If you're talking about, like, in building things, then I guess kind of, sort of. But it's got some big mega bosses, unless you're talking about, like, the mods. Because Terraria's modding is insane compared to Terraria itself. Yeah. This is an early access release, July 16th. Hold on. Let's see. One more time. I want the title card. Worship. Got it. Now that you think about it, it might be mods. It's probably mods. Yeah. You saw another Evil Horde game? Yeah. Let me look at this though. Worship Steam. Worship Steam. Worship Gay Ben. Okay, let's see. So it hit early access already. Yeah, it's already in early access. It doesn't have a playable demo, unfortunately. So, like, if I wanted to play this, it would be in its current state. So, that is, yeah. This is way better than I thought it was going to be. So, it had an early access roadmap. Shows what they added. The minor update afterward. The backlog, what they still have to implement. I see. That is super interesting, if nothing else. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Creators of the Guns of Icarus. So this is a space version of Guns of Icarus. Huh. Hadn't thought about that. What generic title for some a somewhat interesting game? Yeah. The problem is I will probably forget that name long before it comes out. So this looks like Descent. Guns of Icarus by way of Descent. Stars of Icarus. Well, there we go then. Yeah. Here I was thinking, oh, there's a playtest already going on. Yeah. There's a playtest already going on. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to go see if one of my friends has played it. I'm going to ask him. I don't do this now. Where is he? When was he last on? He's online right now. Okay. Have you seen this? Have you played this? How is it? Oh, well, there we go. So, anyway, I just asked, have you seen this? Have you played this? How is it? That's literally what I just asked him. And then I linked Stars of Icarus. Okay. Unfortunately, when it comes to massive games like that, their population will deplete. And no, we're not doing the James Bond. I saw that one before, yeah. They're literally just gonna do Hitman, but with like a limited time James Bond thing. All right, there we go. You can hear all the do 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 do. Yeah. I said keep an eye on it, LOL, because yeah. Anyway, yeah. This was. I see this game. This game is like some kind of source game. Get like random. Yeah. I can't even. I can't even. Steam? Yes, yes. I just told you I was talking to somebody. Yeah. I asked him if he had played it, and he said no. And yeah. I was literally communicating with someone else, and I was reading out what I was sending him. And he said he hadn't played it. They made another game. The Guns was a lot of fun, which I knew about. Yeah. This reminds you of Cruelty Squad. Yeah. But you can see, like, it looks like it was made by one person, but then, yeah. You checked your Steam? Yeah. Well, anyway. Yeah, it's a very strange game. We're about done here. When I see creeps, yeah, when I see creeps, I'm like, oh no, I'm not interested in your MOBA. Sorry, I am not interested in your MOBA. Not a bit, not even a little. Sorry. Yeah, I see someone running with creeps. I'm like, oh, it's one of these. Pig face. Build your loadout. Find your style. I don't. Yeah. This looks not impressive at all. That the world doesn't need another MOBA. I quite liked Hero Arenas for Warcraft 3. And then one day a Hero Arena called Defense of the Ancients, or Dota, came out. And it, I kid you not, was the Hero Arena I didn't enjoy. And so they made an entire genre of game based on the one Hero Arena I didn't enjoy. I don't like any of them. I never have. Pig face! Early access. Steam demo really, yeah. Don't care. Okay. Keep skipping. Wait, hold on. There we go. Perfect. That's that's what we wanted to grab. Okay. That's it. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Don't care about this one. Interesting. Like, it's the gummy ship from, any thoughts on the Vampire Survivors card game? It's not just a card game. It's a dungeon crawler. It is a Vampire Survivors dungeon crawler with a card battler. I'm looking at that going, that's pretty impressive. I'll look into it in the future, but I'm a huge dungeon crawler fan, so there's a possibility I might play it. Not a huge fan of card battlers, to be honest. So, you know, maybe my like for dungeon crawling might overcome my dislike for card battling. I did, in fact, enjoy a different card battler. What do you call it? Let me see. Here's, it was this one. We'll see. Should be this one. Maybe. Yeah. There we go. This is a card battler I enjoy. Yep. Anyway. Let me poke a couple more things here. All right. Weird. Let's go. So, yeah. It's interesting because, yeah, this game you're supposed to be crafting like carts to go around and fight in the apocalypse, post-apocalyptic wasteland, and yeah, you snap stuff together. So it's like the gummy ship. Hold on. It is a horde game. So it's not like, it's not a Vampire Survivors like in the same way, but yeah, it's definitely interesting. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Because, like, again, like Kingdom Hearts style gummy ships, but then here we go. There's a demo, so let's go grab that. Terra Tech Legion, yes. That looks interesting. All right, yeah, it looks like I'm gonna add to wish list. I'm gonna add the demo to my library. Cool. We will. I'll definitely give that demo a try. Oh, hey, it's it looks like Lemming wants it. That's awesome. Okay. So, yeah, that's neat. Screwed that up. Apparently I'm not allowed to working. Let me go over here. PC should say Roja Sky Act 1. That is not it. I'm looking for... There it is. Cool. Got it. The capture broke. So. I'm not interested. We've gone through this before. We've definitely gone through these games before, but I'm glad I had the opportunity to recheck some of these because, like, Terra Tech was something I'm interested in. Lost Rift, I'm not interested in. I like how the demo was shown at Next Fest. But, yeah, this is the Priest. Yeah, this was, an interesting, like, dungeon crawler battler where you, like a hack and slash dungeon crawler, but, you're playing a priest. So it has, like, area of denial zones you have to dash out of, stuff like that, you know? And, like, tech trees. So it feels very Diablo-ish. Exile-like. Oh, I see. Rogue-like. So their inspirations are Rogue and Path of Exile. That's... Yeah, when they weren't kidding when they said Exile. Like, I'm looking at the tech tree. Hold on. Yeah. That's it. Luffy, don't know anything about him. He had an awesome cartoon sequence, though. All right, let's see here. Yeah. Exile-like meaning just a big skill tree. I mean, it's obviously has Diablo inspirations, but, you know, like, Diablo with a gigantic tech tree. It makes sense. It really does. So, oh. Devotion, Path, Fury, Discipline, and Faith. Okay. And yeah, there's like a huge number of skills. That makes sense. But otherwise, you're playing as a priest who's like descending to, yeah, Helllock. There's a demo available now. Cool. Hell Clock. Got it. It's 2 words. That's why I couldn't find it. Hell Clock. Here it is. It's out right now. Yep, it's out right now. Looks like the Grim Dawn constellation map. Yeah. Absolutely. Let me see. Looks like when it was released, they took the demo down. Makes sense. But this will go on my wish list as a if I ever finish Grim Dawn and its expansion packs, then I'll try this. You know. What does my profile picture mean? It's a bird. People asked me. They asked me earlier, like, where did it come from? That many years ago, they asked me where it came from, and I told them, I'm not telling you where it came from. And then they went, so you're saying you didn't originally make it? I made a redraw. Like, Walker Trips made a legally distinct version of it, but the original bird is still out there on the internet. It's not in a, and I can tell you right now, it's not in a format that will be picked up by Google image search. So, if you are to find where the original Avatar came from, you'd have to find it, it is on the internet, it exists, just not in a format readable or like scannable by Google image search. Yes. Someday someone will tell me what it is, or someday AI training will be good enough to be able to find it. But that day is not today. Yes. Have you ever bought games from Steam to try them out, then get a refund? No. Actually. I've no, I've been pretty sure before I spend my money that I want that game. I can't I think it was Street Fighter 5 that was like busted at the time on certain graphics cards, and I refunded that. I ended up getting it again in a bundle for free later. When I say for free, I mean I spent the money, but then I spent the money for like 3 specific things, and Street Fighter 5 was just like extra in that bundle. So like I didn't see myself as having paid for it the second time around. But no, yeah. I've never purchased a game on Steam with the intention of refunding it if I didn't like it. I only refunded because it physically didn't work. That was it. That was the only reason I refunded. It's like I can't play this, Big old shrug. Okay. Look. Okay. I think good. Let's go. Yeah, Helllock looks like a game I would play if I ever finished up Grim Dawn and all its expansions. Not right now. This is a game where if you cause chaos, the big soldier will come and kill you. Yeah. Like, he felt angry, see? And so, yeah. Sorry, this is the game. Back it up. See this guy right there? There you go. This game right here, there's a giant soldier, and if you cause chaos, well, you don't really have a chance to survive. You can run and hide, I guess. Yeah, but you can see how Cat felt annoyed. Yep. He felt tired. Yep. That's a chaos game. Beg for forgiveness. Yep. Said sign up for the playtest. I don't think so. That just doesn't seem my type of game. And other people go, well, what if it was Giant Woman? Also, not my type of game. Thank you. People are like, what do you call it? And, yeah, Giant Woman fetish is not there. Thank you. Let's see what else we got. Keep on going. Moving along. You'd play it if it was a giant one? No. No. A pretty, I'm not squeamish about telling people what I'm into. And Giant Woman is not one of them. Okay. Yeah, this is bizarre, and I don't like it. There we go, moving on. I see. That was... Let me see. What is that called? Hold on. Checking one more time. Ghost Ship Publishing. Oh. Gun Touchables. Co-op Doomsday Roguelike. Not really interested in a roguelike in this in this format at all. Gun Touchables makes a lot of sense, really. But no. New Blood Interactive. Okay, here we go. New Blood. So, you go in the TV? Yeah. Oh god. This is Ultra Kill, isn't it? This is the fraud chapter of Ultra Kill. I say. Oh. Yeah, between Don't Stop Girly Pop and oh god, this is Gundam. I just realized, like, you remember the space stations? The sides, like side 1 and whatnot? Like, yeah, that, like, this is the same design. Like, you could... Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, you have to go deeper and deeper into hell, and, oh, different types of angels, go figure. Didn't Gabriel kill the Angelic Council at the very end of, like, the last chapter of Ultra Kill? Power World Ultra Kill crossover sounds great, too, honestly. Power World is, like, going to be a platform for crossovers. Said you're loving the look of this? I played Ultra Kill on stream. It was a good time. Another thing I played in addition to Ultra Kill was a game that's was in playable demo called Don't Stop Girly Pop. That is Ultra Kill like, except it's absolutely like bedazzled and pink, and it's incredible too. I think between Don't Stop Girly Pop and the continuing updates of Ultra Kill, we're in for quite a bit more streams. Gonna be fun. All right. No, I don't care about this bike game. We talked about that earlier. Yeah. Not doing the Mega Tower either. Okay. This is the superhero, like, you're the dispatcher for superheroes in this game. I remember that. Yeah, answer the calls, and yeah, someone's... Basically, this is a world where superheroes, like, a dispatcher needs to match a particular superhero to a certain job to make sure that they can execute. Yeah, dispatch. I actually think I have the demo installed. I just haven't played it yet. Yeah. Let me double check. Dispatch. The $30 game. And buy dispatch. Okay, that's interesting. I don't see the demo here. I think they took it down afterward. But it's considered like, it is overwhelmingly positive. But as in, like, hold on. What are your final impressions of Power World? I like it a lot. It's Ark Survival Evolved. Yeah, Dispatch is well loved by people online. Straight up, like 96,000 reviews, overwhelmingly positive. Yeah. Dispatch is really fun, but it's also super short. Makes sense. Yeah. Now, Power World is really fun. It's Ark Survival Evolved, but with Pokemon. What makes it really good, in my opinion, is the cognitive dissonance that Pokemon has, where, you know, these are basically your mind-controlled slaves that you capture in balls. And Power World understands that makes them vicious man-eating beasts like you'd expect, but then, instead of fainting. And then on top of that, has you work, what do you call it? As you work for, has them work for you. Like, you put them on an assembly line and make them craft your goods. Really funny. The Dispatch is a $30 TV show with non-impactful choices. Oh, okay. Well, again, I don't have a, I don't know. Let me check something really quick. And then I'm looking at a thing really quick. Interesting. So someone was talking earlier about the Penny Arcade game, Precipice of Darkness. I have parts 1 and 2. I was told a part 3 exists, but I don't see any, I don't see it. Let me see. Dungeon Defenders, Penny Art. Yeah. I don't think oh, part 4? Part 3 and part 4 are free? Okay, so apparently they dropped the studio. They dropped the studio and they went to a like an RPG Maker kind of style game. And yeah, they've got parts 3 and 4 as free to play. Yeah. Looks like they just kind of have concluded it. Let me see. This game did not pick up off for the second game, instead changing the entire story. Doesn't feel like it should be considered part of the same series that Hothead Games developed. Instead, it feels like an entirely new game with its own familiar characters. It feels extremely off, people are saying. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah. So, it looks like, yeah, that's unfortunate. Oh. Yeah. So, I guess it just kind of unceremoniously ended and got rebooted. And then they told their own story. I don't know. It's so strange. Okay. So, anyway. What else? Ooh, right. Okay. I think, yeah, I'm not doing the biking game. I've seen the biking game before. I'm not interested in the biking game, unfortunately. The final boss and the end theme of the first game is an amazing track. The Penny Arcade game. Ah. Yeah. I think we're basically done here right now. This was interesting, but I'm also Paperboy remade. Paperboy was kind of cool unto itself. Oh, look at this! Get the deluxe edition for the Firestarter armor set. I don't think so. Okay. I'm gonna play Stealth Archer and Expert. That you don't want to work at getting good. Good luck. You're the one who wants to play an Expert, so, you know. I'm sure someone out there will have a special guide on how to like wipe the floor with legendary difficulty Skyrim in 3 easy steps. But that person is not me, I'm afraid. I like to play with mods. I like to I like to experience the story and the questlines vanilla first, but after that, I stop giving a shit about the way the game is made to be played, and I start focusing on making it my own. Speaking of which, I am done with this. This was a lot of fun. I had a lot of enjoyment out of grabbing these different pieces here, but I'm going to go to dinner, and when I get back from dinner, I'm going to be starting up a new stream for Metroid Prime 2. And we're going to try to knock out as much of Metroid Prime 2 as possible tonight. Because, you know, I'm having trouble with the remaining time. Tomorrow, I'm going to be playing Doom. What you said, Tainted Grail Fall of Avalon expansion coming on the 15th? That sounds great. I'll poke at that for sure. But yeah, so I'm thinking about this. Hold on. Let me check a thing. Will I begin the new be playing the new expansion of Fallout 76? I would like to, but I think that the rest of the year, I have time issues, so I think that the new expansion to Final Fantasy 14, or sorry, the new update to Final Fantasy 14 is going to be a thing. And then I need to continue, what do you call it? I need to continue Skyrim, Daggerfall, and Fallout Tale 2 Wastelands. Those are the main games I need to get through as much of as possible in the amount of time we have remaining. But I have to step away. Gotta get some stuff done. Gotta go have dinner. Gotta go socialize, you know. So I imagine in an hour or two, we're gonna be doing Metroid as soon as I get back from dinner. Bye, everybody.